Hey everybody, my name is Mewwy. This is going to be the first time we're going to do a Battlegrounds Roundtable discussion. It's a video series I want to try to start. Other games have high top players discuss their games, and Battlegrounds doesn't really have that, so I want to try one. I got here three high elo players, including myself, and we're going to do quick introductions, then we'll talk about the latest patch. So, I'm Yui, leaderboard player in NA. I write guides, stream on Twitch, and I'm the host for this discussion. We'll do this alphabetical order. Start with G-Crack, then Sleepy, then Voltning.
Yo, hello, hello. My name is Jake Eric. I'm a Hearthstone Battlegrounds player. Leaderboards every single season on two servers, NA and EU. Currently top 40 on both, I believe. I also stream my gameplay on Twitch. So I'll be your first guest right now.
All right, Sleepy.
Hi, my name is Sleepy. I'm a leaderboard NA.
Sleepy's not there, is he?
Wait. Oh, I was muted. Sorry. My name's Sleepy.
Okay.
I'm leaderboard NA. I've been on both NA and EU leaderboards. I used to be double 14K. I stream regularly.
All right, Voltning.
I'm Voltning. I started Hearthstone back in February, I believe, so I'm relatively new. This season I'll hopefully be on leaderboards by the end of it, but I'm more of a streamer than a YouTube content creator and all that.
Okay. All right, so let's just get this over with. One sentence, one word, everybody. You can go anytime. How do you feel about the patch?
Interesting.
Interesting.
Where's the Shutter Walk nerf?
I know, right? I'm gonna probably title the video "We're All Shuddering."
That's a good one.
Yeah. Minder in my chat says upset.
So, I mean, I assume you guys, besides Shutterlock, there's a lot of other things you guys wish they had included. Like maybe Jandis or Hooked Us.
Oh, the removal of those heroes.
Yeah, like the tokens. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've personally been wanting like a de-escalation of the hero power level for a while now, but it just keeps increasing, so I don't know how much hope I have left, to be honest.
So, I mean, I talked about this with Sleepy, but I was really hoping to remove tokens, and they didn't, and I was really shocked. Is there any minions you guys wish they did remove?
Wish
I
they
think the
did or
token
didn't?
part-
Was that?
Wish they did remove or
Wish they
didn't
did.
remove?
Oh,
Okay.
wish they did.
I
Ones
mean-
that you wish they did remove.
Tokens and arm.
Tokens and nothing.
Eliza.
Oh, yeah, you
They nerf arm by 1 health.
uh,
That was hilarious.
I thought they would remove Gas Coiler, but they didn't.
Yeah, they removed both, but
Like the thing is, like
Coiler
Bode
is
and Sneeds are gone, so the high damage from
Coiler is
Coiler
less
is
good.
going to
Yeah.
be a lot less.
yeah. That was my thing. I looked, I saw that Boat and Sneeds are gone, and I just thought, oh, I'll never picking Gas Coiler ever again.
Yeah, it's kind of weak now.
It can't even give you Thorncaller anymore. Jesus.
What
I
about?
love the card.
So
It can't give you Warden of Old either.
Oh god,
I
yeah,
don't-
the card
I have
actually
no
just got
idea why
so
they
much
removed
worse.
that. I actually don't know why they removed Warrior of the World. Okay, we'll talk about why they removed some cards there in a second. But
I do think I know why they removed it, but we'll leave it for then.
yeah. So there's some cards I actually thought they would remove if it didn't. So stuff like Scavenging Hyena, I thought they would remove. I thought they would remove. Actually, no, that was the only big one. Yeah, I have no idea why they kept that one.
I mean, the
I don't
card
know
gets
how
a
you guys
bit
feel.
better, I think, because the like low tavern tier token beasts is actually kind of a thing now. So then Hyena becomes maybe actually playable. I'm not sure.
Like, whether it's a thing or not is kind of besides the point. More they want to push the thing, so they
Right.
keep it. Yeah. It makes
So-
sense from their perspective.
I was thinking because they included Avenge, which we'll talk in a bit, that they removed Wax Rider, but they kept Hyena. So I was really confused because I thought this would replace that kind of mechanic. Something dies, they get stronger. That kind of.
Well, Wax Ride is like you kill something, whereas
Oh, Hyena is right. It dies.
right,
Yeah.
and like Hyena synergizes with Avenge, and Wax Rider has anti-synergy with Avenge.
Right.
And like Wax
Okay,
Rider
that
just
makes-
also Wax Rider just sucks. It's a much worse card than Hyena. Like I have
Yeah.
seen people have Hyenas in play and then be relevant even right now. Like Wax Rider is basically never a relevant card. Like very fringe.
Especially since it's a neutral card too.
Yeah, it's a neutral card
Yeah,
on Tavern
yeah,
Tier.
yesterday, my last game on EU, I believe, the one that got me to 13k, I bought Hyena turn 1 and turn 2. So,
Okay.
you know, it has its purpose.
Okay, so then before we talk about each tribe, each minion, let's talk about general updates. So they increased the timers on turn, 3 to 9? I'm sure everybody enjoys that.
That's fine. Sure.
What
I'm
do you
okay
guys
with
think
that.
about Dark
I think it's
Prizes?
good. Wait, but that time
Yep.
increase is actually good for newer players, right?
Right.
Because, I mean, if you've been playing the game for a while, you're sitting there for 20 seconds doing nothing anyway. 25 seconds, who cares? But, like, if you're actually new to the game and you need to hover over cards to see what they do,
Oh, yeah.
in the late game, you know, let them do, they're not going to play well anyway. But in the early game, those extra seconds actually, like, are useful to them. And I think that's nice.
I think it's a really good
I mean,
choice.
everybody's gonna be mousing over cards like for the first couple days, to be honest.
There's like 37 new cards, and everybody already like has a hard time remembering them. I don't know. if
I
you
know Murloc Tidehunter, and I know Alley Cat.
Yeah,
What else do I
you're
need
you're,
to know?
you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
They're sad. Alright. So next topic. What do you guys think about Darkmoon prizes being?
I think that is something that a lot of people have wanted for a long time. Like, as in,
Yes.
like they were brought back, and then people were like, "Please remove this," and then they did
What was it like? We had it for like 2 months.
for like 2 months, I guess.
It feels like forever.
Feels like forever.
Didn't
yeah.
they have it originally? Then
Yeah.
they removed it.
They had it. It was
Yeah,
like
they had it
a temporary event.
in every single game for like 3 months, and then everyone wished they never ever existed ever again, and then they came back.
So
And they okay.
seems like the only person who would be upset about this is Gopher, right? Gopher loves the hell out of Darkmoon. I don't know why.
I
I
like
mean,
the
like-
idea. I like the idea, and the implementation was just so bad.
Yeah, like they could have redesigned it to basically be all new prizes, basically, and it could have been really really awesome. But they were practically the same, except the good stuff got added.
I was hoping that after a year, the year anniversary of Darkmoon prizes, they would just do the same idea, just different prizes, because a lot of these are really iffy.
Yeah. I'm glad they're gone.
Oh yeah. Okay, so what do you guys think on the damage cap? So it's like the first you can't take 15 damage until one player dies.
I mean, I think
Yeah,
that's
so until
fine.
the first person has died, the combat after that, the cap gets removed.
Yeah. Okay. But
So now if Shudderwalk gets double Eliza on turn 5, you're only going to take 15.
was this the
Yeah.
Shutterwalk nerf we needed?
No, I mean, it's interesting because I've heard some people say, oh, this is just a way to let Hyrule heroes great level harder, but I don't think that's the case at all. I think if you're greed leveling like that, you're taking about 15-ish at most, right? So it's not that impactful. But at least it's going to be easier to stay healthy while facing them. Because in a lot of games with a few high rollers, nobody dies until like turn 9 or turn 10, and then everyone takes 20 at a time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you are on a hero that can stay healthy, at least you can actually use that health to your advantage for longer. Rather than just, oh, and now I've faced whoever, the Jandis, the Hook Tusk, I take 25 and I'm one shot away from death.
Or like you face the Shudderwalk, and you now know that you're not actually going to take lethal.
Yeah, that's also nice.
Yeah,
That is
'cause
also
I
very
faced,
nice, yeah.
I was Shudderwalk the other day, and it was turn 7 or 8, and I had like 5 or 6 drops. I killed a bear off from 37 health to 0.
Yep.
So
I've seen that happen.
so yeah, this damage
Yeah.
cap would potentially help him.
Like it's
I mean, it
basically
would help
it's
multiple people.
it's relevant
Because-
because Shutterwalk exists, and otherwise it's like a very small thing that
That's a
applies in
small
fringe scenarios.
Yeah.
Hook Tusk and Jandis.
Right.
So just Jan-
Which
But like
you're
Hook
also
Dusk and
not
Jandis
noticing.
are still doing like they still do, I would say, about 15. It's not like the scenarios where they're 20 people on like turn 7
tempo,
is
if you're greeting, right? Like if you're playing for tempo against them, that yeah, you're taking about 15ish. But if you are on your way to, level up or try to roll for a thing and you're not necessarily playing for the max tempo, you're gonna take 25-ish. Right
Yeah,
around there.
like-
So then it helps.
yeah. Cuz like otherwise it's like
it means you don't have to throw your entire game plan like out the window just so that you don't take 25 because you're facing the Hook Tusk.
right. Cuz like sometimes what'll happen is like you want to level to 6, like you're on 4, you want to be like I want to spend my next 2 turns leveling cuz I know I can like my opponent
Yeah.
is weak, like I'm strong for this turn, like I can level
Yeah.
to 5, right? And get away with it.
But you
then
don't want anything on 5, you're doing it
you
so
have
get
to level to
6.
6 because there's nothing for you on
Exactly.
5. And then you face Hook Tusk and it's like I have to find something or that I'm going to get lethal, right? And now that doesn't happen.
It's pretty much purely a positive change.
I kind of feel
As I
like
can see it.
though, when you fight Jandis or Hooktas on their spike turn, you're kind of gonna get hit by 14 damage though, because they only have like 2 strong mains.
Yeah. I mean, on their spike turn, the one turn that they get the triples. But if you're facing them the turn after, or the turn
Oh.
after that, or the turn after that, and
That's
you're
true.
not tempoing into them, you're taking 20 to 25-ish.
Even if you
Yeah,
are
it's a
tempoing into them
significant
sometimes, right? Like
Yeah, exactly.
like I like facing like a Jandis who's a huge taunted Tabby Cat and you actually just cannot kill a single minion on their board.
Yeah.
But I also think that
And
this
that
is
doesn't
abusable
happen
by
on the turn
Jandis.
that they get this stuff, but it happens a little after. Yeah.
I would say Jandis is going to be a hero that specifically can abuse it to some extent. Like, you can play for a transition, you have 16 health, and you're not going to die.
Oh,
It
yeah.
can. It's niche, but yeah, that can definitely
It
happen.
happens. Though. It happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so I don't want to go through every card because that's going to take way too much time. So
I
let's
mean,
just
still
go.
we
have
can
the,
go
the
over...
research.
Okay, we can look at the cards and be like, is this worth talking about? No, like, right?
Okay, so like pup. What's that one? The mech one, the pup one. That's like not really worth talking about.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one night I specifically wanted to talk about.
Oh really? Okay, fine. Whatever. Let's go through-
We can we can talk about the heroes though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was more interesting to talk about tribes than we do heroes.
I wasn't gonna take. I didn't want to spend a lot of time on the heroes, but
Yeah,
like,
okay, so
I'm out of the
Master Win.
way.
I can't pronounce Vietnamese names, so it's Win, right?
It's William. Yeah,
Yeah.
his Vietnamese name.
So at the start of every turn, you choose from 2 hero powers, and you get that one. You guys think good, bad, weak, strong?
uh,
I think,
I
it's
think
gonna be
it's
I
hella
think
funny.
definitely bad, but
I think it's
Yeah.
funny.
funny.
I agree, it's funny, but it's also bad.
I mean,
Like-
any hero that you can't make a game plan around generally kind of sucks. Right? You can't pick this hero and then 5 turns in, you got something going. Maybe you're lining up a triple, maybe you're aiming towards tempo. But with this hero, you cannot know where your strength is going to be, right?
Yeah.
It's like you
Like,
find a
I'm
card to
gonna
Reno
spike
hero
a George
power
hero
and just
power 2 turns from now because whatever. No, you can't plan anything. It's just maybe.
yeah,
I
and
get
like you might
something
spike the
useful.
George hero power on a turn where you don't really want to spend 2 gold hero powering.
Yeah, and then you can't use it, and then it's useless. Yeah.
But I mean, you kind of
That'd be
have to
nuts.
use it when you hit it. In some cases,
Like you can do what like
Some
Reno
cases,
stuff.
yeah.
You can do Reno
But the
stuff,
whole
and you can do,
idea that you can't plan even for your next turn, like you can't plan it.
yeah.
That's
It's
annoying.
like how many hero powers are actually super spiky like Reno? Is there anything like Reno that you guys can think of?
you can do like Shutter. Just use.
Oh,
your power.
yeah. Okay,
Oh,
that.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you just
Okay.
roll it.
How many times you guys
Yeah.
pick a new hero power from Dark Moon?
Very
Not
often.
Oh,
many,
then that-
right?
I got
Usually
Shutter
often.
once with Captain
Oh.
Crag and won the game.
Really? Because I've been burnt from that tries a lot.
Well, very often I'm looking at the other two, and I'm like, these aren't helpful.
Yeah. Okay, that happens. But,
Yeah.
I mean, so many times I picked it because I'm Reno or something, right? And then it gives me, oh, you could be Jiraxis, you could be Crag, you could be Ticketus. So,
Yeah, and I mean
And some of them, like Alakir, which are like the best thing to get off of the prize you can't
Alakir
even
or
get from this new hero because it's not in the pool, I believe. I'm not 100% sure on Alakir, it might be in, but yeah, it is restricted in which heroes you can get from it.
I mean, why wouldn't they have Alakir?
because that's like so. It's a combat buff, right?
Yeah. Presumably, this would go away at the end of your recruit turn, so it wouldn't be in the combat. I'm not 100% sure on that, obviously, because I haven't seen it in action, but I'm assuming that it goes away at the end of your recruit phase.
Right. Oh, shoot. We would probably have to ask.
Yeah, there'll probably be confirmation of that at some point, because, interestingly, we have heard on Twitter from a dev that yeah, the pool of heroes that it can pull from is restricted, but not the actual pool of heroes.
Any last thoughts on him?
Yeah, that's good. All right,
I'll pick him for fun.
Yeah, seems like a fun hero. Not necessarily good. I'm not sure. If it is good, it's going to be annoying though.
Yeah.
It would suck if you get like Eudora hero power and you only use
No, that's
one.
probably one that you can't get, right?
Yeah, that's probably
exactly.
what they would
That would be
Exactly,
hilarious.
All right, so Kyriel Rohan.
This hero sucks. Moving on.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, this hero kind of sucks.
Why do they keep trying to do press a button heroes? I really don't get it.
Maybe it's good for low MMR. Like if people don't know or don't have direction, they can just pick a button to
But
get tempo on their board.
We already have Queen Ragtoggle and Jiraxis.
And Guff.
In Goff. Oh my god, I keep forgetting.
I mean, the annoying part about the press the button heroes is either they're good enough and then they're oppressively boring because you just press the button and you get free MMR and everyone in your lobby hates you, or they're completely useless like every single one of them in the game right now, except for maybe Cthulhu sometimes.
Yeah.
It feels like a waste of a hero slot. Like
it does. And
yeah.
I don't know. Some people do enjoy Cthulhu, but I don't really know anybody except low MMR players that enjoy the other press a button hero powers.
I think they very often just restrict what you can do, and I don't like that.
Yeah, and Cthulhu is like the only reason Cthulhu is like more enjoyable to people is because it's 2 costs instead of 1 cost, so you have to like adjust your curve to it.
He has like a special curve, and that's
kind of fun. People like that it's different, but the gameplay itself is not that interesting.
No, it's not. Okay, we can talk about tribes. So we'll start with Beast. Leapfrogger, we're talking about...
Have we talked about Avenge? As a general...
Shit. Well, I mean, I was thinking we go through Avenge once we go to actual Avenge minions, but we can preface that real quick.
Yeah, as a heads up.
So, Avenge is a new keyword whenever a minion, whenever X amount of minion dies, an effect happens.
And it is repeatable.
And it's repeatable.
Yeah.
So it can happen multiple times in combat. Alright. So let's go through Beast.
So, in general, what Avenge would push is more token and death rattle strategies. So...
I think it helps Jugs or Beast death rattles.
Yeah, like in general, in the history of BGs, we've seen like basically 2 kinds of comps, which is either my stats get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, or I have a combination of very explosive things, right? Like Macagoldrin, that kind of stuff. In general, Death Rattle-y summon stuff hasn't really been good, so I think this is just a straight-up attempt to push that as a viable archetype.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Good. Let's talk about Beast. Leapfrogger, new tier 2, 3/3 death rattle, give a friendly beast 2/2, and this death rattle, so it can repeat again.
Seems fine. Not particularly worth talking about, though, I think.
Yeah, I don't really care about it.
Seems okay.
Not that interesting.
Sewer Rat, New tier 2, 3/2. Death Rattle summon a 2/3 turtle with taunt.
It's just better kindly grandmother.
Better kindly grandmother,
Oh, yeah.
and also if you're playing Mama Bear, you can taunt this, and it's a taunt that summons a taunt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
appreciate
really
this
really
taunt
nice.
that summons a taunt. Because, I mean, Beast, you always have to protect Mama Bear or Baron, and that gets in the way.
And it's good in general that it summons a taunt for Avenge synergies as well. Like, if you need an Avenge 2 thing, you put this up front, you're practically guaranteed to trigger it already.
Yeah, so
Which,
Right? Since it attacks and dies, and then it has to get attacked into.
that, in turn, should help the next card, which is Bird Buddy. Tavern tier 3, 2/4, Avenge 1, give your Beast 1/1.
I'm a little scared of this card. I'm gonna be real.
It's mainly in combat, right?
I'm very not scared of this card.
I think it could be a mid-range monster.
Like, they give a board of beasts, and then, like, every minion is a spawn.
Right. In that sense, it's scary because it's some spawns, right? Which is,
Right.
you lose the fight. But also it's a 2/4.
Yeah, you could just,
And
But I mean, yeah,
buying
like-
a 2/4 on tier 3 makes me sad.
But I
Right,
mean,
Right? Like, if you have a board full of beasts already, then buying this is good. But I will never buy a 2/4 minion on tier 3 to then fill my board with beasts.
I mean, let's say you get, like, Rat Pack and that, the sewer.
I
Pack.
already do not want to be buying Rat Pack.
Well, yeah, Pack Leader's gone since Rat Pack's even worse.
Yeah.
But, like, if you get Rat Pack and you got Sewer Rat and you got Bird Buddy, you hit Rat Pack first, then, wait, are the 1/1s gonna get 1/1?
yes.
Okay, so then you get
Yeah,
2/2/2s. Your Sewer Rat's now a 4/3. They attack and.
They hit the Bird Buddy, and now you're sad.
That's true.
Or your
Yeah, that's another
Greybow.
minion.
That could be interesting.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
thinking
you're
On
Greybow.
Greybow, it's definitely way more interesting.
Right,
But also really annoying because you'll very quickly like buff your death rattles out of the range where they die. And then like you've given your entire board like maybe +2/+2 or something, and then you're done. Right?
I can see this card getting a little out of hand, but I'm not sure.
I'll have to see it in action.
We'll have
I
to
think.
see, but I think there is potential.
Yeah. Oh, also Infested Wolf is gone, so
Yeah.
that's another card that Bird Buddy would like that just doesn't exist anymore.
I'm glad it's gone though, so it's fine. All
It
right.
makes Mama Bear worse. But
Yeah.
Mama Bear got a buff basically, so
Okay.
good that it gets a
so
little toned down here.
This is a big one. Tier 4, 6/2 beast. Give a friendly beast reborn.
I think this card's nuts.
Yeah, I hate that it exists.
It's like way insane. Like, what if you're Jandis with
Oh,
you keep blocking
fuck
this
me.
thing, and then everything is reborn. So you're a better version of Lich King. I don't know. It sounds crazy.
You know how
my
Mama
God.
Bear combats are like 70% win, 30% loss just based on when Mama Bear gets sniped? Yeah, now it needs to get
Yeah.
sniped twice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And if you have two of them, then like you resummon when it's buffed. It's like
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of nuts.
you can't necessarily just snipe it again.
I had
And
to.
now if you triple into a 6 and you're sad that you have to take Coiler, oh look, now it's a reborn Coiler.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, put this on Greybow too.
So I mean,
Like,
Boat
Oh,
kind of
disgusting,
died for
though.
this, right? Like you cannot have Boat in the game with this. Oh wait, no.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
dumb.
No, it's only.
I'm dumb. I'm
yeah.
dumb. I'm dumb. It's a beast. It's beasts. Never
yeah.
mind.
Well, I mean, Coil.
No, but also
But Boat
from
did die for
Coiler,
this, right? Because Reborn Coiler with Boat in the game is like
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
really, really toxic.
Yeah.
I mean, Lich. I've won games where I got Boat really early as Lich King, and I just steamrolled all the way to tier 6 just because I have a reborn Boat.
For sure.
Really happy.
Yeah.
So, I honestly had to do a double take on this card because I thought it said for this combat only. Like, you would choose something and then for this turn only, but no.
No, it's permanent. That's the crazy
That's
part.
so dumb.
I mean, if it was
Yeah,
this combat
but
only, the
for
card
Reborn.
would be awful.
Yeah, because you'd
Yeah.
spend 2 gold on it, and I mean, you can't keep the card itself around. The 6/2 is terrible.
Yeah.
but it makes it much more of a winning idea to go with Mama Bear. Like, right now, if I'm going Mama Bear, it's because I'm like, oh, I can get an easy second or third off of this, and then I'll get out high rolled by someone. I'll take a random 20% loss somewhere, because every fight is a 20% loss. And then, I'll take my second or third and be sad. But if I have the option to just reborn everything, that gets way scarier.
Especially if you reborn the guy that summons a taunt, and assuming you have the actual board space, then you have like you can get quite a few hits where like they can't actually snipe you.
Yep, you don't even need to be Greybow.
Yeah, and you'll have a lot of avenging synergy with it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so speaking of avenge synergy, next card.
The
So,
Chaos Gale
yeah.
Calculus. It's a tier 5, 4/5, Avenge 2, and Death. Give another friendly beast 6/6. This card's fucking good.
Lots of stats.
Yeah, it seems pretty good.
I thought it was permanent. I'm kind of glad it's...
Oh, no, it's
oh,
random in combat, but
Yeah.
it's still... It's weird.
So,
Like, it's trying to be Mama Bear, but it's not.
it's like Mama Bear Goldren if they had a baby in a sort of weird way.
Yeah.
What if you just had
it
like an
really needs
Acolyte,
the
this
death
card, and a
rattle, right?
Hydra, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
That I think that is like where it shines, because in a full beast build, this is just weird. Because the buffs are random, you can buff stuff that is really irrelevant. And then the death rattle is nice. Like, if this didn't have death rattle, it would be hot garbage.
Yeah.
But indeed, like, if you only have a Hydra as your other beast, then this might actually be useful.
So,
Because you can just massively buff it.
if you had a build where it's you got bird, Mama Bear, this guy, Hydra, would that be like okay to carry you until you find gold?
Wait, like Bird Buddy? The 2/4 dude?
No, the monstrous macaw.
Ah. Okay.
I don't
Like,
think so.
Just set you up before you find
I don't
gold.
think, yeah.
No, it's not
I
enough.
don't think so.
Like, I think you need to have like if you're doing this card as like the only like buffs you're having, you need tokens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, if you want to slot this into a menagerie, then that's fine. But if you want to use this as a beast comp, then you really need tokens. You can't just rely on the
You
death
wouldn't
rattle.
make this a menagerie if somebody busted up the beast.
I mean, you could have like randomly this in a Hydra, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, the Avenge doesn't need beasts to die. The Avenge can have anything die.
Yes,
Yeah.
any minion. Any
Oh.
friendly minion.
So
Just reborn it.
Yeah, if you reborn it, it's really good.
okay, so in general, how do you guys feel about beasts now?
They seem pretty good.
A
Yeah,
lot
they
more
lost
tempo.
nothing and they gained a lot.
Yeah, a lot of tempo. A lot stronger now.
I mean, JK, they removed Kindly Grandmother and Infestival. Okay, yeah, they lost nothing.
And Direhorn?
Oh,
Oh,
How
right.
will
Oh,
Beasts
yeah.
ever survive without Direhorn?
oh no,
Holy-
Pepe hands. I mean, the loss of Direhorn is like a little bit impactful, and maybe it is a little harder to find non-death rattle beasts. Although there is the 6/2, right? You just like battle cry, reborn your Goldren, and then you just keep it around because it says beast on it, no death rattle.
Oh my god, yeah, you can just... Wait, if you're reborning your Goldren, you can always have your Goldren be your taunt.
Yep.
Yeah. Mhm.
Ah,
And then you can also reborn your Macaw. So that if it does
Yeah.
die, then it goes again.
I hate this game. Sorry.
You can reborn your Baron Rivendare so you can protect it from cleaves.
No, you can't.
No, you can't.
You can only reborn
Oh, wait,
beasts.
yeah, it has to be beast. I'm dumb.
Yeah.
So, Mama Bear. Right, okay. Is there anything
Yeah,
you
like
guys-
reborn my action is definitely gonna be a thing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything you guys would want to change? Or anything you guys wish happened?
I'm interested to see where this goes. I think these look like they're
Yeah,
in a decent
It's super
spot.
interesting.
It doesn't feel like they have any completely irrelevant cards except for maybe Leapfrogger, but like that's a 3/3 on Tavern 2, so it's still not the worst.
Yeah, I mean, Leapfrogger feels like it doesn't fit anywhere. but
Leapfrogger feels like
it's fine. It's allowed to exist. It buffs Sorolisk.
yeah.
Right, you
Alright.
play Sorolisk, you play either Leapfrogger or Sewer Rat, and you've got a really good board.
Yeah, seems fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so we're gonna go on demons.
Okay,
Oh,
I just
yeah.
recognized the Goldrin thing. It got massively buffed, but the removal of Faceless hurts a lot,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
right?
Well,
Because
the
Macaw Goldrin
incantation
comp
about
is
it.
like half Facelesses at this point.
we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a bit. Actually, what I said.
Like I want to pull it
whatever.
while it matters, right? Because if we're
Yeah,
talking
that's
about
true.
Beast, this
We'll
matters.
talk about beast.
Yeah.
Well, faceless kind of hurts. What does it hurt? It hurts pirates. It hurts beasts. It hurts mechs. Don't care.
Dragons to some extent.
Yeah. Well, Dragon's only if you want to Faceless Akali if you're on tier 6, which is, you know.
Which is generally how you play dragons, like, ever.
Yeah.
Like, that's generally, currently, that's the only way you ever go dragons, it feels like.
I know Jandis is in his OP now with Faceless, swapping and getting double the card or triple.
But yeah, I think okay, now we're getting a little off topic, I think. But...
This is no longer on the thing. Okay, we can move on to
Yeah,
Beasts.
okay,
I
yeah.
think.
You
It's
mean
fine.
demons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're
Oh,
on
demons. Yeah.
It's fine. This is the first episode. We'll get used to this.
Alright,
You
yeah.
guys show up again. Alright, so demons. Alright, so Tavern Tier 1, Impulsive Trickster, 2/2, Death Rattle, give this minion's maximum health to a friendly minion.
Seems decent. Fine, sure.
It's kind of like reverse Fiendish Servant.
Yep, it's Reverse Fiendish Servant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better Fiendish Servant, basically.
Yeah,
Right.
because it's like,
Yeah.
yeah. Basically, any
Just-
card that does anything is better Fiendish Servant, right?
That is true.
That is
Yes.
true. Wait,
Um,
did you think Fiendish Servant is the worst minion back then?
No, I mean, Tidecaller.
you could argue Tidecaller is worse, but
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So then, I mean, this card seems fine, like fine filler. It's gonna
It's
maybe
fine.
work with
It's
some
not-
stuff later on, but like we can talk about that later on.
yeah, I don't think you're ever like gonna include this in your comp because you're happy to include it, but just because
Like-
I guess this is a demon.
Like I have a
Yeah.
Wrathweaver, and I kind of need to buy a demon, and then therefore like this is fine.
Yeah.
It's a Jiraxis buff.
It is a Jiraxis stuff. That is true. That is actually true.
Every new demon is a Draxus.
I mean,
buff.
yeah, that's
Draxus
true.
is OP.
Queen Wild Toggle, her too. Okay. So, next one. Icky Imp. Tavern Tier 1, 1/1, Death Rattle, summon 2 Imps.
That's Avenge support right there.
Yeah, it's a pretty good
really
card.
utility for it.
Revenge support, Jug support, I guess.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
speaking of Avenge, we have this. This card is super
This
good.
card.
Impatient
Temperature 3.
Doomsayer, yeah.
Impatient Doomsayer, 2/6, Avenge 3, add a random demon to your hand. They're making demons an economic try now. With this and
I mean,
some of
if
the
you
cards.
have an Imprisoner on your board, then you buy this card.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you just like are on 3 and you can have, if you're on 3 early and you can like have 3 minions die, and you're like, I get a free gold or like a random minion, like good.
Yeah.
And there's no homunculus to grief you.
Oh yeah.
That's actually really interesting. Yeah.
Like, because what I'm thinking about, and like you can be Reno and get this early and gold in it, I think.
That's
Because if you think about it, okay, if you're on a lower tier, like the pool of demons is not that big. You might be able to just like triple up, right? Just get a bunch of triples
you're
and
gonna
get
be
out
on
of
tier
demons.
3, so you're gonna have what? Oh, there's actually not that many tier 3 demons. They removed
So-
Impeng Boss. Wait, tier 3
Wait,
doesn't
oh.
have a demon on it anymore,
Wait, so it's just Impatient
There's only
Doomsayer
4
and
then.
Devour.
right? There's only 4 things it can give you.
Wait, what?
It's
Oh, right.
if you're
right,
on
right.
tier 3, this can only give you Impulsive
Devour.
Trickster, Icky Imp.
It can give you Devour.
Oh yeah, they added that. Okay, so then there's 5, but Devour is really good.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
3 gold.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's
That's a 1 in 5 chance to give you 3 gold. That's insane.
yeah, this card's crazy.
That's kind of legit, especially the next demons we're gonna be seeing. So, oh man, I'm gonna say this name. Catherine the Tier? Whatever.
Yeah, so this is basically just the Melganis replacement.
7 tier 4,
Yeah.
7/5 demon. Your demons have 3 attack. Your hero's immune. The new Mal'Ganis.
Your hero is immune is literally just saying, "Hey, look, this is the Mal'Ganis replacement." That text does nothing.
I mean, it's
The
for
BG's only card with useless text on it.
I mean, it's for Wrathweaver.
I
And,
guess, yeah.
Like if you think about it with Weaver, like it was hard to like you'd have to triple into Mal'Ganis in general because you're like a low tier comp,
True.
and you can't really get a 5-drop very easily. Now you can just roll
Yeah,
into
so
this thing.
You're just gonna be tripling into 4s now.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it helps that Marauder isn't a 4 as well. Right? Like, Marauder
Yeah,
doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
But still, I don't like that you're incentivized to triple into 4s now.
Oh yeah.
Even more so than you were already.
So, this is also a Lich Basil buff. Does that matter?
No. no.
No,
No, it
Maybe
doesn't.
yesterday. I played her for like the first time forever, and Sleepy walked me through it.
You could rush curve to 4 and then buy him. Now you got free coins every turn.
Without taking damage. I mean, I go 4 and 4 with that hero anyways, so like sure.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would rather have Marauder and just take damage from my taps.
Okay. So,
Plus, in general, the fact that this doesn't buff health on minions is so huge for Devourer. Like, the biggest Mal'Ganis synergy that wasn't just I fill my board with demons is that Devourer keeps the bonus stats.
yeah.
And gaining, like, 3 attack every time you eat doesn't
Kinda
really matter, but gaining +2/+2 mattered a lot. So in
But I
that
mean,
sense,
yeah.
Yeah, like,
Well, I mean, the upcoming
attack
demons-
isn't that good, basically.
The upcoming demons we'll be talking about kind of helps that, though, right?
I don't think so, honestly. I honestly
So-
don't think so.
Insatiable.
Let's look at them.
Ursul, Tavern Tier 5. Taunt, after you play a demon, consume a minion in Bob's Tavern to gain its stats.
So this will be random,
And we'll-
right?
Mm-hmm.
The average minion in Bob's Tavern, how big do you think it is?
So you're gonna be at 5 or 4 on this, right?
Yeah, one of the two.
Maybe like a 4/4. 3/3/4/4, something like probably like a 4/4.
Yeah, 3/3-ish, I think. Which,
You could still brick and get an Icky, which is the worst thing you could get.
yeah. The high rolls are not insane or anything. But I don't think you want to be cycling demons that much, right? Like, you cycle Soul Devourers and Overseers, and that's it?
Well, I think.
I mean,
the-
this is
in
like
the-
high end for Wrathweaver comp, right?
Yeah, I think in the ideal situation, you got Wrathweaver, you got Impatient Doomsayer, you got a bunch of things dying, and then now you got a bunch of demons.
That's assuming you're tripling into a 5 with Wrathweaver, right? Because you're not leveling to 5. There's nothing you care for there with Catherine on 4.
I mean, if you
Nadir.
snowball enough, then maybe you can, right? Like if you get enough Doomsayer value. I'm
Yeah.
more thinking about what the intention is as opposed to what's actually going to happen here.
Okay, that's fair. I think what's actually going to happen is that you don't care about this minion.
Yeah, like I think what's actually going to happen is you're going to see Wrathweaver on turn 1. You're going to say this card doesn't say Quillbore on it, you're gonna, or Mech on it, and you're going to roll past it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I'm thinking, if you want to go Wrathweaver anyway, right? If you want to try it, I think you're going to be staying on 4, because you don't need Mal'Ganis from 5 anymore.
yeah.
And then you're only ever going to triple into Urzul, and then, I mean, you can keep it around, it's fine, but I don't think it really does much.
Yeah, other than grief you when you like need to sell for a triple and then it just gets eaten.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of getting grief, this next card.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
Tavern Tier
What a
6.
freeze.
7 Tier 6, Famished Spellbat, 9/5 Demon. At the end of your turn, each friendly demon consumes a minion in Bob's Tavern to gain its stats.
That's super cool.
I like
Thank
the
you.
idea.
Okay,
Very
actually, wait. Cogger just raised an interesting point in my chat. Imagine devouring taverns with Kurtrus.
Oh, that's a. Kurtrus needed a buff?
Yeah, dude, Kurtrus wasn't good enough.
Yeah, Kurtrus needed a buff.
Wait, how are you getting tier 5 minions on Kurtrus?
Because you're Kurtrus and you can just say, I'm
Power
Kurtrus.
level.
No, I don't do that.
Oh,
No,
you
you
say
like
tier
complete
4.
your thing on turn 8, and then on turn 9 you can just level because you're stronger than everybody else.
Well, Oh, you do it slowly. Okay.
I think
Well, no, if you're completing it on turn 8, you're still on tier 3. So they.
Oh no, I
completed.
completed. I'm very often completing on turn 8 while being on 4.
Assuming stuff like going through on 3, that does work. Yeah.
so. Most of the time, you guys think it's not gonna. Well,
No.
it's every demon. I mean, even if it's the 1/1 imp, it's kind of like Chagra. And
That's a
only if
decent
you love
comparison.
roll. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of to compare it to.
Yeah.
I think not being able to freeze really, really hurts.
Oh, right. You freeze. I can't even consider that. You freeze for something specific and then it eats it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, yeah, you'll have a chance to get a little bit wrecked.
Well, hey, wait, it's a Sindragosa buff, too. Okay.
Yeah, assuming that the Sindragosa hero power buff goes off first, yeah.
Order. Alright, so, how you guys feel about Demon?
Meh. I think the 2/6 is a card that people are going to use to farm money and potentially triples, and then everything else is pretty meh.
Yep.
Do you guys like the idea, the intention of what they're trying to do?
I like what they're doing with the
Super
tokens.
cool.
Yeah, I like what they're doing with the tokens. I don't like the Devouring Taverns. Just, like, I don't like the idea of getting griefed.
Yeah.
I like the idea of trying to find a new way to AoE buff your tribe, but I just don't think it's the right way.
Yeah.
And demons in general are not minions that are, like, super interesting to buff, because they don't have extra effects, right?
Yeah,
they don't
just-
have shield, they don't have cleave, they don't have wind fury.
They're just big.
They have nothing, they're just stat sticks, and now they're slightly bigger stat sticks if you're going out of your way to get these minions.
Well, they did kind of nerf poison, which makes them a little bit better.
That is true. That is true.
Okay.
Wanna go
Next.
to Max?
Next.
All right.
You want to talk about Putt Putt?
Yeah, this
Tavern
might be one
tier
of the most
1.
broken cards they've ever introduced.
Tavern tier 1, 2/1, Divine Shield, mech.
This card is completely broken. Absurd.
Alright, go ahead, man. What you
Like,
want to say?
like you're like Cthulhu or Daryl or like Edwin or like any hero like that just gets stats easily, but like you need to like find a Divine Shield unit very often. Like you can buy your Divine Shield on turn 1. Hello?
Yeah. Daryl used to dance on Righteous Protector.
Yeah, and that wasn't even a mech. That was like that had no synergy.
That was just a 1/1 Divine Shield, basically. Like, the taunt wasn't even relevant.
Yeah, it's like Arm wasn't even a card. Like Cthulhu, you might see this and you're just like, I'm not even gonna bother getting a token. I'm just gonna hit the button freeze, and then buy this.
Yep.
So, definitely, you guys say it would be a buff to Chinese word.
No. Like, Warrior Curve cares about triples, right? This is just, if you are a hero that wants to buff things as soon as possible, right? That you don't care about, like, your own tavern tier or something. Like, Rakanishu, for instance, doesn't care about this, but Edwin cares a lot, because Edwin doesn't matter what tier he's on. He doesn't need to have synergy or anything, he just wants a thing that he can use his hero power on. This is a massive, massive upside to them.
Like you can't stand one as Rakanisha, but like if you buy it
Yeah.
turn 1 on Rakanisha, it's really really good.
Yeah.
Or
It's
even like
right on one,
like
and then
even
on
turn 3,
you just
right?
hero power buy. Yeah.
Like, even on turn 3, like you're buying like there's a divine like consistent Divine Shield unit on Tavern 2 now, which there wasn't before. Or like below Tavern 3, right? Like Tough Tusk existed, but it's not always a Divine Shield. You actually had to invest into giving a Divine
We've
Shield.
we've had them before. We've had Annoyotron and Righteous Protector, but they were removed for decently good reason, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This card
Now they're back.
terrifies me. It's gonna be
Now they're back.
very
It's
toxic.
scary.
So buff to Daryl, buff to Dan Cleve, buff to Mukla, buff to anybody who's pressing a button. Except for
Yep. Honestly, a buff to Maiev.
Oh god,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, like
+2/+2 is pretty
you get
nice.
a 4/3 Divine Shield, like Jesus. But yeah, I think like for a lot of heroes, you might see this thing and then Jeeve Curve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
see
Jeeve Curve
this in a mummy.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. Oh my god, that's. This card just makes me feel gross.
So you guys are saying it's super strong now. If they did it 1/1, is that gonna even change anything?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I mean, it matters.
It matters for like other heroes, but for the heroes that have like easy, like the heroes that want
for
buff
the other
targets, they
heroes
don't care.
that can't pick it up for tempo, right? Like if it's turn 1 and you have a shop full of like, I don't want any of these, a 2/1 Divine Shield is gonna win you your fight, or at least tie it. A 1/1 is not.
And then you kind of can keep it around because it says Divine Shield.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a tribe. It's not like Righteous, which like you maybe couldn't keep around because it like isn't buffable.
Okay, so let's move to the next one. We're skipping all the way to Tavern Tier 4, Mechano Tank. 6/3, Avenge 2, deals 6 damage to the highest health enemy minion.
Sure.
This is not a mech card.
Yeah, this is just like a decent tempo unit on Tavern 4.
The only thing that I find really, really interesting with this is putting it in Scalicomp.
So,
just every other pirate that dies, it just deals 6 damage. Like, you don't even need Eliza, just grab yourself Scallywags, Khadgars, and a Mechano Tank, and just go to town.
Funny.
That is...
I want to try it,
That sounds enough.
I wonder if it's good. I don't think it's good, but it would be cool.
I don't think it's good, I think it's funny.
I don't think...
Yeah. Like, it's funny because you don't have to level for it. You don't have to hit a 6-drop, but... probably not good.
Okay. Next one. Tavern Tier 4, Grease Spot, 3/6. After a friendly minion loses Divine Shield, give it permanently 2/1. Give it 2/1 permanently.
Broken.
Why?
Yeah, why did we buff Deflecto for the 4th time now?
Why did they do this? I don't get it.
Like, Module and Deflecto are like the best tempo cards in the game and have been for months.
Yeah, and then
like compare it to Draken and Enforcer, which is currently like, oh, that's a pretty decent tempo pickup because it gains +2/+2 every time a shield gets popped, right? Like if you have a few shields, that's fine. Now it's roughly the same buff and it's permanent on the Divine Shield minion.
And it's very, very good for Menagerie.
Nuts.
Very, very good, but like generally more.
Nuts.
It's better for mechs, but it's also very good for Menagerie.
yeah.
I mean, you could literally have this as your mech in Menagerie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Pop a module on it, and it gains +2/+1 every turn on your Taunt Divine Shield for free.
And if you have like a Bronze Warden first, then that's also gonna get.
Yep.
Like Jesus.
Do this on Cyclone. Do this on Bristleback Knight, Amalgadon itself.
Alakir Hero Power.
Bronze Warden.
Oh.
God. Wait, George.
Oh!
Oh,
Oh no! Oh god!
Oh, I use Unstable Gold to counter George. Oh wait, I gave everybody 2/1.
Oh man, imagine George playing Mechcom now. There's a bunch of grease pots.
Dude, this is so bad. These cards are so broken.
Blizzard doesn't know how to deal with mechs.
What the?
Makes it even worse with the next.
Like, oh, you need incentive to not go the same mech comp. We'll just buff that same mech comp over and over again. This is so disgusting.
And then, yeah.
The next one.
And then this is in the game.
Oh, holy Meckerel. 7 tier 5, 8/4 mech. After another friendly minion loses Divine Shield, gains Divine Shield. He's back as a mech.
Blame Korra.
Like all the low elo players been begging ever since Holy Mackerel left the game. He's back. Well, at least no poison now, right?
Yeah, it's just gonna get +2/+1 every time it loses shield, and you're gonna have it taunted, so it gets +2 attack every time it gets attacked.
Yeah,
it's only gonna have poison after 2 turns instead of instantly.
You mean one? No, it's gonna have poison after 1 turn. Like, I know you were trying to like be optimistic, but it's gonna have poison after 1 turn.
Yeah, you're right.
At least you can taunt
It's
it.
gonna scale like
I
16
mean,
attack per turn. Actually, like
Yeah,
16.
at least you can't give it taunt divine shield, right? That would be broken.
Oh wait, it says mech on
No
it.
way. It says mech.
Uh,
Oh god.
Like
Okay.
the only way that this card text can exist on a card is if the card is neutral, in my opinion.
yeah. I
Because
mean,
like
we can hope that tier 4 mechs are just so ridiculously strong that nobody dares to level to tier 5. So
I mean
you
they
can't
don't
get
level,
two of
they just
these.
triple into it and then fucking slaughter.
Well, no,
everybody.
well, two of them are the real.
That
the
is
real
true.
deal, right? So to get two of them consistently, you'd have to level to tier 5,
Or be
probably.
Jandis.
This card.
Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
So, want to move to the next one? You guys want to keep talking about?
No,
I want to think about anything else than this card existing. Anything else.
Okay.
Omega Buster.
Tavern Tier 6, Omega Buster, Death Rattle, summon 6 1/1 microbots. For each microbot that doesn't fit, give your mechs 1/1.
This is a 6-drop.
This is a 6-drop. Did I say 6?
You're never gonna see this card.
Yeah.
No.
I thought they would rework
It's
mechs
not good.
so that you would want to go to Tier 6 or Tier 5 to triple for a 6, but no.
Like, I feel like they should have, like, this card should be slightly reduced stats, switch it with Mackerel. Like, move Mackerel to 6.
Yeah. That feels a lot more fair.
Like, if Mackerel is on 6, I'm honestly not that pissed off about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually fine on 6,
If Mackerel is on 5 and this is on 6, then I don't want this card to be in my line of sight ever. Because it's just so unimpactful.
I almost feel like they'll switch it. Like how
Oh yeah,
switched,
they might. Like they pulled with Lil Rag and
Genie,
stuff.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell.
Yeah, this card's...
I don't think the buff I just don't think the buff does enough from the Death Rattle.
It doesn't. So your mechs are gonna get. Okay, if you put this first, which you never will because you have the Flectobot.
And you don't want to have it first because then you'll be attacking with the tokens.
Yeah. So
I mean, you could put it as your reset, but the problem is, yeah, it'd have to be actually first,
You have
right?
to taunt it, yeah.
Like, it has to be
Would,
first, and then it's like, whatever. It's just...
Well,
okay.
you can put it first, but you don't want to do it, or you have to taunt it, and that means you have to find an Argus or a module, but there are 17 different things that I would rather taunt with an Argus or a module.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if it's a good temporary, like, McCall, Baron, mech comp?
If
What
a
the hell?
temporary comp that requires a 6-drop, that does not...
Yeah.
Like, what if you just whiff on your thing, but you have a bunch of mechs? And you have a McCall on number 1? I don't know.
Here's a thought: if you put a bunch of replicating menace on it, will that increase? That would, right?
No.
Or isn't it?
No, it wouldn't. Because
Would it?
its own Death Rattle goes off first, and then the Menace Death Rattle goes off.
Oh, okay.
It's what you can see if you put a Menace on, like, Egg or something. The 8/8 always summons first. So this Death Rattle summoning his own Microbots goes first, then does the buff, and then wants to do the Menace, and it just does nothing.
It's definitely a good meme. Like, Macaw, Goldrin, Omega Buster, and just, like, a bunch of Divine Shield mechs.
Hilarious, and also completely useless.
Yeah, because, like, if you're playing mechs, just, like, Arm of the Empire, and it's like, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. So general thoughts on mechs.
Why did they get buffed again?
Broken.
Okay. Off to Murlocs. We got Salt Scale Honcho, Tavern Tier 2, 3/2. After you play a Murloc, give 2 other friendly Murlocs +1 health.
Meh.
Wow, I don't care.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on. Okay.
It's interesting that there's now 3 Murlocs on tier 2, but also it's not interesting because you don't care about them.
Maybe it's
I'm
a Flurgle
actually-
buff, I'm not sure.
I'm surprised
probably
over
is.
I don't care.
It's probably a Flurgle buff, and that's about it.
Yeah, but I don't care because I don't want to play Flurgle.
Wait, we need to talk about the dragon if we talk about mechs. The tier 3 dragon.
You want to switch? You want to go to dragons?
No. Oh, they mean the tier 4 dragon, I think. That counters max.
Okay, wait.
Wait, which?
I mean,
You're talking about
Prestor's Pyro spawn.
Crystal Powers. Oh. Alright.
Oh, Taragosa, the 4/4.
No. The tier 4. The tier 4. The 4 drop. The counters max. Prestor's Pyro spawn. It says 3/5 on Tavern 4.
You want to? Let's just go. Let's just go in order.
Yeah, let's go in
We're
order.
gonna
Okay,
get confused.
yeah.
No, my
So-
chat's being like, Minder's like, oh, you need to talk about this. Like, we'll get to it.
That's why I kind of closed
We'll
everything.
get to
I'm
it.
focusing on this.
There's only like 3 more Murloc cards. We'll get through it.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Actually, biggest disclaimer for Murlocs is that Toxfin is gone.
Yes.
Yes.
Before anything else, Toxfin is gone. The reason to play Murlocs is because you're not playing Murlocs. It's because you want like poison minions with your Selfless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's heavily nerfed.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's dead.
Right. So Tavern Tier 3, Swolefin, 4/2. Valkyrie gain 2/1 from each other friendly.
Fine. Sure. Cool. Moving on.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay. Alright. Tier 5, Murloc, SI Sephin, 2/6, Avenge 3, give a friendly Murloc poisonous permanently.
Very funny name.
I love the name.
I don't think I'll
That's
ever
about-
play the card.
Yeah, it's like,
I mean,
maybe you really need to. Maybe you're like, oh, I need to get a poison in play. Like, it can just, like, let's say you have no other Murlocs, you just play this and it's basically a budget max now that you have to put in the back.
Maybe it can be synergized with Amalgadon, because you can't poison your thing anymore. So maybe when you're Tavern 6, you just slap this on somewhere.
I mean, that's
the
basically, it's
problem
like
is you
shitty toxin
you
extra
have
to
to
put in
put
play.
this in play in combat for a turn, and realistically, like 6 Murlocs need to die before, or 6 other minions need to die before it poisons your Murloc, right? Your Amalgadon, and because it can poison itself.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna about
So
to say
if your Amalgadon is taunted, or if you don't have like 2 taunts, trying to use this as a toxin on your Amalgadon is, I mean, a pipe dream.
that. Could it get poisoned
You're
to
just
something that
gonna
already
have
has
to high roll.
poison though?
I hope not. If it does, it's just really... I don't think it would,
That's
because it is a
really bad.
5-drop. I don't think they would do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Then Murloc's got a new tier 6, Tavern tier 6, Seafood Slinger, 5/5, Battlecry make a Murloc golden.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like, I tripled into a 6. My options are all bad, so I'm gonna reroll my 6-drop. And like, I'm gonna have to buy
Like,
Murloc to reroll
it's an
my
expensive
6.
way to reroll your 6, basically.
And then there's the other... okay, the application of this late game is that if you have an Amalgadon, you can like get a golden Amalgadon, so then you get like 3 Amalgadons on board.
Yeah. Or that you
That's-
can high roll, find an Amalgadon in shop, and
Yeah.
do it that way.
I mean, like,
But again,
yeah.
that's niche and expensive.
Like, if you're actually playing Murlocs, what you would want to do, I guess, is like find Primal Fin, golden the Primal Fin in the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
Which means
come
you're going
on.
to be holding this in hand for like 3 turns, because finding a Primal Fin is a pain.
I don't actually know why they made this card. There's
I
like
mean, if you... I guess if you get Hamul, it's more consistent. If you can
Also,
buy
do you
this
need
and then
2
play a
Tavern
Hamul
tier
for
6?
Murlocs, but then you're combining 2 tier 6 cards to get something. I don't know, this is
Because-
just...
Because
this-
it's like
this
I
is
mean, if
just
you
so
okay,
niche.
the one thing that's funny is like if you Hamul, you have like this and Hamul, you can like potentially chain them, right? You get Seafood Slinger into Seafood Slinger,
wait, what?
Wait,
like
what?
like you make
Oh,
something
like,
golden and you
golden
discover
Murloc,
another one.
and then that golden Murloc gives you another Slinger that...
Oh.
yeah.
Okay.
So like this card this card seems like it has potential, but I think it's bad. It's kind of
Yeah, it's really, really expensive, and it doesn't do much.
It's a buff to gold grub. Then, okay, that's
Since when is
general.
Rubber a Murloc?
Well, I mean, no, you're making another. You got another golden mini. I'm joking.
Yeah, but like that's not...
Yeah.
Like, if you want to buff Gold Rubber, you need to make the Grubber golden, not
Yeah.
stuff around it.
Okay. General thoughts on Murlocs?
Rip Murloc.
If I'm going Murlocs, I want to be going mechs instead.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go back to
Like, they
Murloc.
it feels like they nerfed it.
Oh,
and
definitely.
they were
Like,
already
Toxin
trash.
was the reason that Murlocs, like, you put Murlocs on the board because Toxin exists, and now Toxin doesn't
Yeah,
exist.
like there were like 3 Murlocs that mattered. I guess you could say there's 4 Murlocs that matters. There's Tidehunter, there's Toxfin, there's Amalgadon, and there's Primal Fin to discover the first 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they have, like, this 2/6, which I guess you would throw in your Light Fang comp because it can get poison.
Yeah.
We'll go
But
back to
it
Murloc.
used to be the case that any Murloc could get poison.
Yeah. We'll go back to Murlocs because the poison nerf is really big, and there's a lot of changes they did around that. But let's move to dragons. New Tavern Tier 1, evolving Chroma Wing. After you upgrade your Tavern Tier, double this minion's attack. No, it's a 1/3.
It seems pretty good for, like, Reform Curve heroes.
Yeah, it's not bad for like Queen Walk Taro or like the Guff or something. I don't know.
Like, Reform or
Problem is
Jeef
if you're
Curve.
playing those heroes, then you're playing those heroes.
Right. But you just, like, take...
This is fine for like a Maiev or a
Maiev,
Palm.
yeah. Maiev would be pretty okay with this. Who else? Daryl or Van Cleave would be kind of silly.
I
don't know
mean,
why
like,
you would do
sure,
that.
but it can't get shields, so it's like...
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to get
Like-
Nadina.
Like, you get more attack on when you're playing the heroes that excel at giving minions attack. Like, cool.
Yeah, it's not actually that great.
Yeah. Okay. New Tavern Tier 2. Whelp Smuggler. 2/4. After a friendly dragon gains attack, give it +2. Double.
You throw this in when you have a Cali, right? And that's kind of what happens. Like, you have 5 dragons, you throw this in.
That's the only case where it actually matters, right? Because early on,
Yeah.
it only does anything for the double attack thing.
And that's like a
2/4
temporary buff,
dragon.
like, that's not good.
Yeah, like a temporary thing, because if you're on tier 2 and like this is the best minion in shop, sure it does a thing. But after that, you're never going to use this unless it's with Caligos.
Yeah. I don't know.
Which is such a huge gap of like a tiny application here, absolutely completely worthless for the next 9 turns, and then, oh yeah, I guess that's nice if I have a Caligos.
Yeah, I don't know why you would even leave a slot for if you're doing.
No, it's quite
No.
good.
Oh wait, no, it's wait.
It's good if you have...
It's
If
one
you have a
thing.
Cali board, it is very, very good.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
It's 1/3 each time. Okay, yeah, you would.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so Tavern Tier 3, next one, Terragosa. 4/4 dragon. This permanently keeps enchantments from combat.
So... This card's kind of crazy.
So you can get Divine Shield
You're pretty
from
good.
Athena. You can get any buffs from Avenge.
Or
that kind of-
Selfless.
Yeah,
Selfless,
Selfless
yeah,
is the big
Selfless.
one. That is
Yeah.
definitely the big one.
Does this one apply with like Ground Shaker? Like if you buff it?
Oh my
Before,
god, I think
wait,
it...
and then you go
no.
into-
Oh wait, no,
Ground
that's from
Shaker
combat.
That's
That's from
on your
combat.
recruitment phase.
That's
So-
from combat.
Yeah,
no.
but like in combat,
No.
it has that attack.
No. It keeps enchantments that it gains in combat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it
'Cause that'll be
specifically
nice.
would not work for...
Okay, wait,
For Ground
any
Shaker,
other-
that is, yeah.
Any other
Yeah.
applications that I'm missing? I don't think so. Yeah, alright, so this card can be really crazy, just because it can
It
keep...
can be really crazy. It's probably not gonna be that I mean, it's fine if you have like a spawn or something.
Oh, you have a
right?
spawn, or like, you have it, you like, have an Eliza in play?
Oh, Eliza will give him the stats permanently.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What about?
I mean,
yeah,
if
guess
if I'm
Nadina,
tripling
too.
into Eliza, I'll be happy to pick this up, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have an
Yeah.
Eliza in play, you find this, or like, and like, if you get
Yeah.
Divine Shield on it, it's like pretty insane.
Voltning, you had something to say?
Oh, I'm picking this up if I'm Nadina.
Well, yeah,
Nadina,
but like,
give it.
Oh, okay.
you give it
Yes.
Divine Shield permanently, and then I guess you can like, taunt it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
okay. So you wanted to talk... Oh no, this is the different So,
I would
Tavern Tier
press
4,
button.
prize promo Drake,
Wait.
start of combat.
Wait. Okay,
What's up?
Kaguru in my chat raised a good point. Does this work with Alakir?
Oh,
Kick W.
I assume so, yes.
Yeah, because Alakir applies start of combat.
Yep.
And I think it works with Lich King, but like that doesn't really matter.
No, Lich King is technically applied in recruit phase when you hero power.
No, because like when you start the combat, the animation goes off again.
Yeah, the animation goes off again, but it already comes into play with Reborn. If you look closely, the minion has Reborn, and then the hero power animation like throws some stuff
Okay.
over it, but it doesn't
Wait.
actually give it Reborn at that moment.
Wait, does it work with Illidan?
The +2 attack works. The immediate attack does not.
Okay,
Did they confirm that?
that'd be kind of sad.
I don't think they confirmed that. I don't think anyone asked, but the wording on Illidan's hero power would imply that.
The wording on Illidan's hero power would imply that, but like if you mouse over a minion that was left or right, it's like +2 attack and attacks immediately. Like if you look at the like the thing below the card that shows all the buffs that were on it, it's like one thing that says this minion has +2 attack and attacks immediately.
Well, in that case, let's ask a
there's
dev.
chance.
Yeah.
A dev. There's a
So,
chance.
who shall I tag?
All of them.
Yeah. Yes. Who should you tag? Yes. So like, yeah, is that it? So it's like Selfless, Alakir, Eliza Spawn.
I'm trying to think of hero powers that kind of are weird, so that do this kind of thing. That has like weird
Hero
stats.
powers that give in combat stats. It's like just Alakir, Lich King, Illidan.
Yeah,
Might be it.
that might be it, right? Okay. Because they can't get any silly death rattles or anything.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Alright.
Still seems like a very, very interesting and scary card.
I guess it keeps his buff from, what is it, the Great Scams Rack? Or something? Like the...
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
Bomb shield from it.
Yeah, you can get
Yeah.
shield from
Yeah.
it.
yeah. And that's it.
So I mean,
Yeah, I think
it
that's
basically
it.
like it can get Divine Shield, and then it like can take buffs from combat.
Yep.
Okay. Then, moving on. Tavern Tier 4, prize promo Drake, 5/5 Dragon, start of combat, give adjacent minions 1/1 for each friendly dragon.
So, I mean, it's a good way to do it with Terragosa.
Yeah, that does seem to be like the biggest thing, right? Except maybe put it next to Bronze Warden.
Put it next to a Bronze Warden, to Terragosa if it gets Divine Shield.
I mean, Terragosa, you put it anyways, right? Because like,
Oh yeah, you give it
Yeah.
anyways. So it gets the stats. If you're doing some kind of jank Divine Shield Dragon build, like Bronze Wardens, Draconian Enforcers, and got some Deflectos around, I guess you could maybe in some kind of dumb tempo mid-range build.
I mean, yeah, like it's like you scale with Terragosa, and maybe you get a bit of extra tempo. Like if you have this and two Terragosas, and it's effectively a double Razor Gore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Alright. So, moving on if no one else got anything to say.
yeah.
Tavern Tier 4, Pester's Pyro Spawn, 3/5 Dragon. Whenever another friendly dragon attacks, deal 3 damage to its target, and they confirmed on Twitter, it goes off before the minion does its attack. So if it dies, the minion didn't attack, and it will just skip its attack.
It also means if you're attacking into a Divine Shield, basically this pings the Divine Shield and then you get to attack past it.
So we have a
Guilty
counter to
cover.
mechs, thank God.
It's a built-in.
I mean, do we?
I mean,
Well-
if you like,
If you're playing pure dragons, sure.
yeah, or like you have a Windfury Amalgadon.
Yes, if you specifically for like a Windfury Amalgadon, yeah.
You can kill spores with Divine
Yeah, it's a
Shield,
late
against
game
spores.
tech.
Oh, it could kill spores. If you attack it and it kills the spore, and then the spore doesn't hit it, it doesn't get poisoned.
I mean, I
That's
think
true.
the card
It
is
does
like if
also
you're
vary.
playing dragons, like you're playing this mid-range dragon stuff. Like this card is a lot of tempo, right? Because even if
Yeah.
your opponent doesn't have Divine Shield, it's like an extra 3 damage to the minion,
Yeah.
and you just hope
Yeah,
that
it's
that
a fine
minion is not an
pickup if you're
Mama.
just spamming your board full of dragons.
Like this an Mama.
I'm
not
still
the
not
greatest.
that convinced by the strategy of just spamming your board full of dragons, right?
Well, now
Because
you
there's
can
like
find this.
3 or 4 actually good ones that you want to have.
I
and then you
mean,
still have to fill
if
your
you're
board.
if the rest of the lobby is playing mechs, then you might as well.
Yeah.
No, you might as well just play mechs yourself, I think.
I mean, yeah, this
But
is like
no
you
joke, if the
you
lobby
got
is
unlucky.
very
That's
tempo
true.
heavy, like if the lobby is very mech tempo heavy, I don't think trying to force like a full mid-range dragon build with Pyro Spawn to counter Divine Shields, I don't think that's gonna get you that far.
No, I agree. It's just funny. Like if you brick on the deflecto, like you didn't hit deflecto, so then you're just like, I guess this is my life now.
Yeah, it's a strategy. I just don't know that it's a good one.
My biggest hope for dragons coming into this patch was that they would help them actually be a tribe other than just I buy Caligos and then I buy dragons and everything. So like give them some kind of identity in the mid range. But looking at all of this, it's okay, but they're just gonna completely fall against everything else. Or at least
Yeah. I agree, though I would also say if mid-range dragons are good, they're stupid because you'll actually be strong, and like a lot of this is also in combat buffing. So like, you know, pure tempo, which lets you then get Nadina and Caligos, and then it's like a more reliable way to get to Nadina and Caligos, and they're just way too strong.
Like
Right?
I think
the reason
Ysera
Caligos
feels
is
more
the
play
only
now.
thing is because Caligos and Nadina are so strong. But giving more easy access to that feels bad.
Yeah, like I feel like Ysera becomes like it feels less terrible to play. I'm not sure if it's a good. I don't think it's a good hero, but it feels like not completely doomed.
Currently, I'm already not that upset playing Ysera as long as it's a no mech lobby.
Right,
Just
but now
go
even in a
fight.
mech lobby, you have an answer potentially, and you can actually find it if you're Ysera. And like with Ysera,
Yep.
like the thing is, the earlier dragons, like they weren't particularly good to triple, but some of these are very good to get triples of, right? Terragosa, Promo Drake.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So then being able to triple these on Ysera seems actually relevant.
Yeah. Like Hanger Dragon sucks, but
Right, because like
Terragosa's
that's
good.
Ysera in like winning fights.
Yeah.
What about Alex? Alex buff?
Yes.
Not really. I mean, yes, but not really. You know.
I mean, you just add
'Cause-
more cards that don't suck to the dragon pool, like sure.
Yeah, you add more cards that don't suck, which is good, but also Alex is not gonna go this kind of build, right?
No,
Like,
it's
an
just
Alex
like
buff
you
in
can't
the
get
sense that You're
Steward.
gonna get better tempo.
Right, like
Yeah.
we removed 2 of the worst dragons from the pool. Like the 2 worst ones to get pretty much were like the 3 worst ones were basically Redwell, Steward, and Lieutenant, and 2 of those have been removed.
Yeah.
I don't even know why they kept it. Well, that surprised me.
Prizes are out. Does Alex even exist anymore? Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Chat.
Yep.
Alex existed in Dark Moon prize rolls, but yeah, no.
You probably see him play more like normal curve or 3-3. I don't know.
Or, I mean, you just
Okay.
won't see the hero, right?
So, general thoughts on dragons?
Pretty cool, I guess.
That's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting. Like, I really like the Terragosa seems like a really interesting card. It seems like one that like it'll require a lot of skill to basically be like, how much am I gonna play around buffing this thing, and how much do I actually have to play for like tempo?
Yeah. I think the way I want to put this is gonna be very fun. Like the first 2 days after the patch is out, this is gonna be very fun. And then people realize, hey, I can just go full mechs, or I can still play Shudderwock Janus Hook Tusk, and then this is gonna be whatever. But it's gonna be very fun for those first 2 days.
So Jake Kirik, remember how I remember back in the day you really, really hated seeing lobbies with no mechs, no murlocs, no beasts, and now you're gonna see this and you're like, oh my god, I can have fun.
I swear, man.
Yeah.
Throughout the history of Battlegrounds, mechs have always been a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Question. Will we pick Maleficent more often?
No.
Like,
Maleficent just gives you extra incentive to play mechs, but you don't need extra incentive to play mechs.
Yeah, mechs are...
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, if your hero is terrible, you're like, well, these heroes are terrible, I'm just gonna force mechs no matter what happens, so we might as well pick this one. Which is when you picked her anyway.
Maleficent,
Right, that doesn't increase the amount that she gets picked. And, like, Maleficent maybe gets worse, because, like, everyone's forcing mechs.
Everybody wants to do mechs, yeah. Okay.
Like Deathwing definitely gets worse.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, actual trash. Deathwing seems unplayable, to be honest.
Speaking of unplayable, what about pirates?
Alright, let's go to pirates.
Alright.
So, Tavern Tier 2. Defiance Shipwright. 3/4. After you upgrade your Tavern tier, add a random pirate to Bob's Tavern. I just realized this is not a pirate.
Yeah, you could have stopped talking at saying this is a 3/4, and you could have stopped talking there.
The South Sea Captain died for this.
I don't know why they were...
Remember when patches had double South Sea Captain early on, and the hero was actually kind of good? That's never gonna happen ever again.
I'm gonna miss my Voltning shenanigans.
We still have Murloc's coping.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay. Then
I mean, yeah, this is a 3/4, so I guess, yeah, sure.
Tavern Tier 3, Briny Bootlegger, 4/4 pirate. At the end of your turn, if you have another pirate, add a coin to your hand.
This is what Warden of Old died for. You know that thing that you said at like the beginning of this thing that like I don't know why they removed Warden of Old? This is why they removed Warden of Old. I think.
Yeah.
Make it like a pirate-centric thing to get coins like that. I think that's why. But also, this is a 4/4 that gives me gold, and I like that.
Yeah, you don't have to die.
Yeah, now, like, this is a card that actually makes you put pirates on the board, right? Or, like, a pirate on the board. You just get 2 of these, and you're really happy.
Yeah. Go 3 and 3, get 2 of these, and you're good.
Go 3 and 3, get 2 of these, be Reno, hero power one of them. Yep.
Oh, disgusting.
So then 3 on 3 with Gale Wing, get 2 of them, and then another pirate.
Well, you don't need another pirate because they just work off of each other.
Oh, they kind of right.
Yeah.
Right. God damn.
You can have 2 of these, just print you gold every turn while you get actually good minions too. But they're 4/4s, so like you don't actually get punished that hard for keeping them.
And then there's this next card that can make them bigger.
Okay.
True.
Tavern Tier 4, Peggy Brittlebone, 5/3. After a card is added to your hand, give another random pirate +1/1. So.
APM Pirates.
I wrote down before starting this thing. I wrote down for pirate changes, Brittlebone needs fast animation time. If this card has a slow animation, it is literally detrimental to have it.
What's the fastest animation that's for stats?
Salty.
Yeah.
Salty does not have animation time.
Salty is instant.
Right. So it has to be like Salty loaded.
I mean, I assume it would be.
But I don't know that it is, because
it
basically has to trigger on this card and then show you what other pirate it went to.
Oh,
That's what I'm scared of. It's gonna have an animation of this triggering and going to another pirate.
What I don't know what they call that symbol, but when something happens like Rip Snarl, oh god, if it's like that, then this is just gonna give everybody a headache.
Well, that's with attacking. Interrupting an attack is long, but that's never gonna happen with this, right? But this is like a generic buff, except that having to target it yourself. But still, the animation of the buff going from Brittle to the other pirate might actually just hurt this too much. Because I was imagining this as like, if you're doing Flat Tusk or whatever, every time you get a blood gem, you get buffs, which is kind of nice. But if it's a similarly long animation to getting the blood gem, it's gonna hurt you more than it helps you.
Hogar, Billbow with Flat Tusk, and
I mean, I have to believe that this is going to be a fast animation since like it's pirates. It's clearly designed with like Hogger in mind, at least partly.
Yeah.
Right, like they clearly design like generally the cards with the fastest like the pirate battle cries have the fastest animations in general.
That's because they're not targeted.
No, but even strong arm is like pretty fast.
Strong arm actually takes decently long, actually, because of the whole coin popping up animation. It's relatively long. You don't notice it that much because you don't play that many of them, right? You only play like 1 or 2 a turn, and you usually play them at the end of your turn. But if you've cycled stuff, like strong arm, they actually take a while. It's the other ones that are really fast because there's no other targeted ones, right? So I don't know about this one. It's going to be super interesting.
I do feel like Strong Arm is slow, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This card seems good.
You'll notice that.
Like I kind of want to think like this card seems really good because there's a lot of things that add cards to your hand now, especially with like Avenge.
Yeah.
This card seems good. If,
Would the card buff itself?
If the animation isn't too slow.
But if you have two of them, then they would buff each other.
Okay.
It's a
Yeah.
no.
I was thinking about it might be a really good menagerie piece if it can buff itself.
But I mean, it can also
Yeah,
buff
yeah.
Amalgadon if you have one, right?
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
So,
And it
So
is
this-
generally an issue to have pirates in Menagerie to begin with, because barely any of them do anything.
does this work if you're with Bazil or Mukla?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So that's a slight buff to them. I don't know why you would go Pirates with Mukla, but yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. So, 7 tier 5. Tony 2 Tusk. 4/6, Avenge 5, make another friendly pirate golden permanently.
Okay.
I'm going to play this card for 1 turn while I'm Scalicomp to make my Eliza golden and then sell it back.
You mean make your Sky Pirate golden?
You're gonna make your Scallywags golden.
No,
It's gonna
because
break.
it summons, dies, it's off the board, and then this triggers before the next one is summoned.
I mean, that's like the case of like what you want to happen, but let's think about what's actually going to happen, especially considering it's you. Like,
Khadgar's
one
gonna
of the
sell
Sky
out
Pirates is
more.
going to live, and then it's going to get golden.
Fine, it's a +1/+1 buff. It's awesome.
Oh, Gold Grubber comp. I guess that is a legitimate use of it. Gold Grubber.
No, because Avenge 5 is not gonna happen. That's why I asked if, like, Avenge, if it keeps track of it between turns. Like, say you go in one turn and 3 things die, then this gets killed because you don't have taunts because you're playing pirates. And then, like, 2 of them is left or something? No, apparently it resets. They need 5 in 1 combat, which makes this a complete pain, unless you have Scallywag stuff.
Like, you have to have a very specific use for it, I would say. And, like, it's a high investment. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't feel very good.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good, no.
I think they would probably have to reduce it to what? 3?
4. 4 is fine,
4?
honestly.
Or
4 is fine, yeah.
Okay.
Like, 5 is ridiculously high. Like, obviously they want to, like, keep this card in check because it is very powerful if you can get it to go off with too low investment.
Yeah,
It's absurd if you like.
If you could easily do this, if you could have, like, a Hogger and this, and then, like, 2 Acolytes of Cthulhu to guarantee a Golden Hogger, that would be silly, right?
Like, then we have a problem, right? We have a very big problem.
Then we have a problem, so they make it 5, and now it's practically unplayable.
It's like a high enough investment that if you're doing it, you're running like a severe risk, basically.
Yeah.
Like if you're doing stuff to get it to go off, you are
Like,
putting yourself at risk.
I'm throwing my fight basically to do this. and it's a tier 5 minion, so I'm throwing a fight past turn 7-ish, so you're taking 10 to 15 damage just to get this, maybe. Yikes.
I mean, unless you're like Shudderwalk and you're like doing this on turn 4.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Alright.
Or
So
doesn't count.
7 tier 6. Nosy Looter. 7/6 pirate. Every 2 turns, add a random golden minion to your hand.
This is a good card if you can get it on turn 6, so like Shudderwalk and
Yeah, this is
Dust.
not a pirate card.
No.
This is just a ridiculously strong 6-drop to triple into early.
Like very
Oh,
early
what?
though. Like
What
even
about
on turn
Galacron?
7.
Yeah, very early.
Yeah,
Galacron?
Galacron.
Oh,
Oh, my
Galacron.
fucking god.
Yeah, you do Galacron, and then you just
Alright,
keep.
I know what I'll be doing day 1.
Okay.
Okay, that's a nutty Galacron card.
You
Yeah,
can
it's
still
fun.
brick. You can still brick and get what that new imp.
It doesn't
Maybe
matter. You
discover
still
a
get a
tier 4
discovery.
minion. You
Oh, wait, you
discover
still get
a tier 5
discovery.
minion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. Ooh,
It's so much tempo, and you
Yeah,
triple the
damn.
4s anyway.
Yeah.
For mech comp, this is an early mech build.
Give you a golden.
I mean, no, Galacron like triples it into 5, and then he can actually like hit double mackerel. Oh god. Oh god.
Oh god.
Galacron is gonna because he can actually consistently get to double mackerel.
Even without faceless.
But yeah, I think in general, like if you get this card on turn 7, it's like you're getting the golden on turn 9, which is like
Yeah.
like
Not irrelevant.
if you triple into a 7/6, you might just die on like if you take your turn 7 6-drop and it's a 7/6, you might just be dead turn 7 or 8.
Yeah,
Right?
you can't take this on normal heroes.
Right, you can take
You
But-
have to-
We have like a handful, if not a bit more than a handful, of heroes that can get this on turn 6.
Yeah. You can also take it as Reno potentially, and consider that there is a damage cap in the game. So if you have over 16, if you have 16 plus health,
Yeah, but then you're taking this turn 8 most of the time.
Taking this turn 8.
I mean, I'm considering you
Reno,
take this turn
without
7.
having hero powered yet. Turn
Like, this-
7 is
You have to take it
possible.
turn 7.
right. Turn 7 is possible on Reno, but really, really painful.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Also,
14-12
prizes
is
aren't in,
good,
I guess.
but
Like, because I forgot like prizes aren't in. So like within a prize
Yeah,
lobby,
no.
that would be a thing, right? But without
yeah,
prizes,
definitely, but
then
yeah.
maybe not.
it's super painful to do that. Like I've played that curve on Reno a bunch of times just because it's fun, but most of the time you end up goldening a boat because you're gonna die and you can't afford to take a golden Caligo, so you can't afford anything. Like you need to hit like boat or Eliza. if you're
With a
going that
damage
way.
cap in the game, then maybe not, right?
The problem is you're not taking 15 plus, you're taking 10 damage every turn.
Yeah, sure. But I mean, if you
Yeah.
happen to be at 16, right?
Yeah, if you happen to be at 16, that's a cool thing. But yeah,
I just
I
realized.
find it hard to believe that you can consistently go for something like that without dying anyway.
Yeah, this seems like a
Because you're
Galacron
not-
Shudderwalk.
You're not
protest
taking
card.
one turn of risk, right? You're not taking one turn of I'm super weak now, but next turn I get something. No, you're saying in the next 3 turns I'm going to be weak.
I mean,
I realize now
Hmm.
that they removed Dark Moon prizes because I think people would not know what the hell to do with all these new minions.
No, I think they
So
removed
yeah,
Darkmoon prizes because they needed to go.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, they don't deserve to exist.
Okay. Then with that said, any last thoughts on pirates?
Augur is gonna miss Faceless a lot.
Oh yeah.
But
Why is
that's
Eliza
okay.
still in the game?
Because I need something to triple into on turn 5 with Shudderwalk.
True.
True.
412 Caligos is like too weak on turn 5, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's
Yeah.
so small. Only a 4-12?
So, going to elementals. Tavern tier 3, Smogger. 3/3 elemental Valkyrie, give a friendly elemental stats equal to your tavern tier.
Arcane Assistant died for this, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think I like this more than Arcane Assistant.
Yep.
I do.
Because most of the time you just use it.
Unless you're Arana, in which case, please give me Arcane Assistant back. But for everything else, this is so much better.
Yeah, if you're just Menagerie, like, if you're on Tavern 5 with a Cyclone and a Brand, like, holy hell, that's a lot of stats.
Yeah, like, that's actually, like, a thing. Like, tribes that have single target buffs are so much better for Menagerie because you can just pick them up, right? You're going along, you pick up some buffs. Elementals don't have that, so your Elemental stays behind. This is so much. It's so much.
It's a buff to having Brand as well.
This feels like a significant buff to Brand the hero, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a buff to Menagerie.
Right, but I think, like, Brand having, like, really, really, like, significant battle cries, and, like, this is on Tavern... You can get this, like, and a Cyclone on Tavern 3.
Yeah, you can, but generally not that often.
Yeah, like, I'm just considering the case where you're, like...
one turn on tier 3, right?
I'm considering the case where you're a Brand and you, like, bricked and you're, like, really dying, and this can actually give you an out.
Yeah, that's true. It is an extra good thing there.
Like, if you for whatever reason felt like I actually can't even level to 4 because I'm dying that hard, you can actually get something to stabilize you potentially.
That's true.
Okay. Then the next one, Tavern Tier 4, Dazzling Lightspawn, 4/5 Elemental, Avenge 2. Elementals in Bob's Tavern have +1/+1 for the rest of the game. So,
I don't care for this card's existence. Can we go on to the next one?
Yeah, this is like, oh, it makes Nomi slightly better. It's just like there's another Elemental in Tavern 4. That feels like the most relevant thing.
Yeah.
But this card, oh my god.
Okay, so Tavern Tier 4, Recycling Wraith, 5/4 Elemental. After you play an Elemental, your next refresh causes. I don't know why they did that.
Like, the other one is, oh, there's an extra Elemental for Nomi. This is, if I have this with Nomi, this is terrifying.
Jake Carrick, have you considered that Millhouse is a hero?
I have. Okay.
So,
yeah.
I remember when Elementals came out, and there was a Reddit post that I thought was kind of interesting, where it said Elemental is the core problem of Elemental because it just does way too much for the tribe, and in general, for everybody.
I mean, Elemental is literally going to give you a gold if you have this.
Now, Elemental is even stronger.
Yes.
There's already heroes that gain a gold whenever you get a Elemental. Well, it's only Gallywix, but now it's every hero.
With this card in play, yeah. But I mean, most unless you're playing Nomi, like, you're not gonna put this in. Like, if you're Millhouse, you put this in play. If you're playing Nomi, you put this in play. If you're Gallywix, maybe you put this in play.
If you're Gallywix, this makes every Elemental free.
Or if you're running a Domo comp, actually, if you're running a Domo comp too.
You're running
like this is similar-ish to Hogger in a way, except you can't stack multiple of them.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can get a golden one.
Hogger. It's like a single Hogger on Gallywix, right? You do that. Except now it's for Elementals instead of Pirates.
But also, like, golden one, oh my god, dude. You're actually just gonna get, like, you're just gonna start going off with infinite Elementals.
Oh yeah, golden one's stupid.
But the golden one's animations could be too, because I already hate refreshing anomalies.
If it's refreshing anomalies battle cry animation, that actually hurts it so much.
Like that.
Well, you have a brand. Wait, no, it doesn't actually get. Like, the thing is, at least it doesn't trigger with brand, right? That's the nice thing.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah.
Like, golden brand anomaly, you actually lose like 10 seconds off your turn. It's kind of a problem.
Oh gosh. Okay. So, last elemental. Gar died for this. Tavern Tier 6, Master of Reality, 6/6 taunt. After a friendly elemental gains stats, gain +1/+1.
Yeah, thank the Lord for that, because Gar is stupid.
Gar's stupid.
And this card's unplayable. Cool. Moving on.
This card is completely unplayable.
I mean, I'm glad. I'm very happy, because I would rather have an unplayable card than have Gar, because Gar is uninteractive garbage.
No one's gonna.
Especially without Toxfin. But yeah, this card seems terrible.
Like, imagine tripling teams.
I mean, okay, there's one situation. I'm not sure if this actually works, but like Domo's buff, it says like it repeats.
Yes,
Oh,
that does work.
yeah.
As far as I know, that would work.
Okay. So
That's
this
cool.
has some use.
But the problem is, if you want to do Domo stuff with like recycling rate and such, I don't know that you're tripling into sixes. I mean, you can be going for Genie, but a lot of the time when I'm Domo gaming, I'm afraid of death every single turn because I'm Domo gaming, so I
I mean,
can't
maybe
really
you went
afford
like
level
4 and 4
5.
in high roll demo, right? And then you can
You
triple into
could,
this.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You could.
The 4 on 4 has gotten a lot worse.
Yeah.
With no Marauder, no Harbinger, no Rover.
Oh god, yeah. Oh god, 4 and 4 is
Yeah.
gonna be sketchy as hell.
And 3 on 3 is also worse. There's no Iron Sensei, no Warden of Volt, no Throne Caller.
So you mean the
So
cards
if
we
you're
went
not
to
going
3
3 on
for?
3, you're also not going 4 on 4.
Yeah. Okay.
You could also buff him with blood gems. Give blood gems to a Cyclone.
Huh.
Another thing you can do.
The only I mean, if you have Blood Gems, you don't want to be putting them on Elementals, right? You want to put them on
Yeah.
Agam or Shaker.
Well, yeah, but if you have Agam, right?
Oh, but you have to Agam or Shaker, it gets buffed anyways, because your Cyclone.
That is true. Wait. I
hate cool boards.
I guess. I mean,
But
the
then
only
it feels
thing
like
holding this back
worse
then is that
dynamic
it's not
duo
a
if
tribe
you're doing
itself,
that.
right?
Yeah, like it's not a tribe, which makes it really
Yeah.
weird to put into any sort of menagerie type thing.
Yeah. Because it's just going to be a giant taunt
It's just
with
a giant-
maybe a lot of stats, I guess.
I don't know. I think they just basically were like, Gar needs to go, and then they were like, okay, what do we
Yeah,
do?
and I agree with that.
That's
agree
like
with
fine.
that.
Yeah, like
Totally.
I'd rather
Yeah.
them have an unplayable 6-drop than like have Gar in the game.
I just
Yeah.
wish they had something more original, something more interesting. It's a big fat taunt. That's it.
It's not as fat, which is nice.
Not as fat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, general final thoughts, Elementals?
Nomi seems really good, but then again, it's not mech, so it sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a big Nomi buff.
Unless you're Millhouse, then shit gets really crazy.
Your Melhouse, this is nuts.
Millhouse got absolutely absurd.
Like, remember how I compared it to Hogger? Yeah, you buy every single Hogger you see on Millhouse, so now there's a tier 4 version of it. And it's better. Because you're not getting 1 out of it, you're getting 2. Like a golden Hogger that you can just buy.
Alright, so Coolboard got 1 change. Thorncaller got replaced by Gem Splitter, Tavern Tier 3, 2/4. After a friendly minion loses Divine Shield, gain a blood gem.
I mean, Agam is crying in a corner.
Yeah.
Is it?
I don't.
If you have
Well,
Agam
it's
and like
a-
2 or 3 Divine Shields, this is better.
I mean, I don't know that you want to be keeping this on your board constantly. And now, if you are Agam, you can't roll into Thorncaller just to get a gem, basically.
Oh, that's true. That is
Yeah,
true.
you
Yeah.
can't have Menagerie, Agam, Brand, Thorncaller. I mean, you got
not
the
Thorncaller.
other one.
Well, like, not to keep it around permanently. To keep it around permanently, this is better. But just in general, if you're going like an Agam or a Shaker build, and you just want to be rolling into your Sunbacons, your Geomancers, your Thorncallers, there's no Thorncaller anymore.
Yeah.
Which means either you're going to have to keep this around on your board permanently, which you kind of don't want to do because it doesn't have anything itself. You can't give it Divine Shield. You don't want to put stats on it either.
Okay, but if you have 3
It's
Divine Shield
awkward.
minions, it's giving you 3 gems a turn.
Yeah, it's giving you 3 gems
yeah.
a turn, but
It's
you
comparable to
have a
Flat Disc
full
at that
board on
point.
board. So, like, if you want to do it with Agam, this can steal your Agam buffs.
Yeah, but it's comparable to
Yeah.
Flat Tusk at that point in terms of the gem generation, so then it's fine.
I think
Yeah,
it's good for Ground Shaker, but it's pretty bad. for
Yes,
that.
it's very good for Ground Shaker comps.
yeah, it's good for Shaker.
If you're
I
going
think
to
the only
just Shaker
hero that
max.
uses maybe a lot is George.
Oh, God.
God!
Because
Ah.
George, you just Divine Shield everything, and then if you're running Menagerie Agem, you get what, like 7
Yeah,
tokens for off rip?
I mean, yes, if you have all of it, right? But
Yeah, if you
I
have it all,
think
yeah.
you're not gonna be able to do that on
I mean,
George
but you can
with
just
all
do
the mechs
George
going around.
like.
You can do George with the guy who gives you permanently 2-1.
Yeah, exactly. Like you want to do that, and then maybe you add in a gem splitter.
But,
But
like,
the
consider
biggest
that not
problem for
not every
George is
lobby has
going to-
mechs in it, so like George, no, like Quilbor's in max out is gonna get really annoying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Like he's not even gonna be stuck playing ARM comp, not even
Yeah.
remotely.
Yeah, because that's the biggest problem with George right now. You kind of just get murdered because it takes until like turn 8 or turn 9 before you can actually get a good portion of your board shielded.
Yeah, then this
Like,
thing
you're
is
just
like,
gonna
oh yeah,
die, so you
we're just
have
getting
to
like
arm.
7 gems a turn. Like, okay, dude. Like then he's just like, I'm insanely strong because I'm scaling by like whatever a turn. Levels hits Agam, just murders the lobby.
Yep.
Oh god, I'm terrified.
So, general thoughts on this Quillboard change?
I think it's a nerf, but
Yeah, it's a nerf.
It's an overall
Not-
nerf, and then in certain, it's basically
it
more
has,
high
it,
roll.
it has cool upsides. Yeah, it has
Right.
cool upsides.
It
It's
feels
nerf
like
what's important.
they are sacrificing a consistent, solid card for a situational, but very, very abusable card.
Yeah. And it makes going 3 and 3 worse, which makes me sad.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's very hard to just
Because
jam it.
if my shop is bad on turn 3 on tier 2, I want to be able to level and expect that there's at least a chance that I get something good, and then I see this 2-4 and then I cry.
Mm-hmm.
So, to neutrals, 7 tier 3, Budding Green Thumb, the 1/4, Avenge 3, give adjacent minions permanent +2/+1. So, Harbinger guy for this.
Wait, it says
See, not really, right?
Not really.
Because it's
Why
minions
is this card a
adjacent to this.
1/4 and ARM
Yeah.
is still in the game?
Yeah. Having 3 minions die is a lot. +2/+1 to 2 things that you have to put next to this.
This card seems pretty
I
bad.
don't know, man.
This card seems really bad, to be honest.
It's
Yeah.
It's like terrible banner board.
Yep.
And like banner board's
You have something to
buffable.
say?
And it says Quilboar on it, like.
Yeah. This just seems bad, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Volt, you had something to say?
Oh no, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
just envisioning like I buy this card, and then it gets sniped, then I don't get the avenging thing anyway.
Yeah, like the only way
Oh, yeah,
this
it's
is
gonna get
actually usable is if you have Acolyte of Cthulhu already. And even then, yeah, you get to trigger its effect, but it's still not a good card to have.
Yeah, this card just seems bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So, 7 tier 4, Witchwing Nest Matron, 3/3, Avenge 3, add a random battle criteria.
I think this is hard to evaluate personally.
Yeah, you need to see the list of Battlecry minions that I can give you.
So, Jugs is
And it's
better-
gonna change per lobby too, I imagine.
Yeah.
But just in general, I think Avenge 3 is painful.
That's
Like, it's a 3/5 on
If I'm
Tavern
getting
4.
if I'm getting 1 minion per turn from this, that's fine, but also it's a 3/5.
Yeah, it's a neutral 3/5.
because it's no tribe. Yeah.
Like, no thank you. I will pass.
Yeah, I'm not happy with it. No.
Probably
Like,
Okay.
I'm thinking about it as if it's like a Pagel, except Pagel is a pirate and it's an 8/5, right? Now it's also tier 5 and it's getting removed, but Pagel has extra function that makes it usable, and this just lacks that function completely because even though it's restricted to Battlecry minions, it's not just random. In general, I would expect the Battlecry to be useless and it's just +1 gold. And then it's a tier 4 3/5 without a tribe.
So I'm trying to check how much you could brick with this. So there's no more Vulgar Homunculus. There's no more Vermin Senseis. So let's see. You can get the Reborn Beast. That's new. You can get the Swole Fin, which is garbage. You can get the elemental that gives the tap into your stats, which is okay if you got elementals. You can get Alley Cat. You can get Murloc Tide Hunter. You can get 4/4 Dragon. There's no more Thorncaller. You can get Necrolite. No more Toxfin. You can get Primal Fin. Leaper. Screwjank. And oh, no Faceless either.
Oh.
Yeah, just don't buy that card.
Yeah.
Just don't buy it.
There's a
The only
good
way
chance
it can be
here.
broken if you can get Shudderworks Battlecry, I think.
Hey, you can.
That'll be insane. You can Battlecry into other people's hero powers.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah.
And then last change. Arm of the Empire is now 4 health.
Okay.
It's a pretty big change.
Huge. Arm is so much nerfed from being like one of the most powerful cards that
Arm's
has ever existed.
unplayable. Arm is
Unplayable.
Okay.
So
So
I mean, we can talk about the removed minions, I guess.
that was everything. That's all the minions. Okay. So what do you think is going to change?
Well, we haven't really
let's
talked
say
about
the
the
curves.
removals.
Oh, I thought we. Oh wait. All right. Let's go talk about the removal. So
Okay, tier 1.
they removed
Bad
Female
cards.
Servant,
Cool.
Vulgar Munkless, Micro Machine, Murloc Tidecaller, Dragon Spawn Lieutenant. I don't think anybody's crying about those.
No, not really.
No, they removed bad cards. Moving on.
Pack Leader, for Tavern Tier 2, Pack Leader, Kindly Grandmother, Steward of Time, Wax Rider Togwoggle, South Sea Captain, Tormented Ritualist.
Not really.
So
I
like
don't know.
Steward, like there's 3. Right, like Steward was sometimes useful. Captain was pretty good if you're actually playing Pirates and Ritualist. Is a pretty big change, I'd say. Removing Ritualist.
I like Stewart
like
going up
Steward.
to 3, then selling it on like Divine Shield units. Like
Yeah, I
Deflecto
just
or
think they didn't
Warden.
want. They wanted to like remove that card because it's like it's in the Dragon tribe, right? But it's like
Yeah.
not a good card to play with dragons. Like it doesn't help you go dragons.
It doesn't help dragons, which I get why they removed it, but I was thinking, why don't you just make it a neutral?
Sure.
That's not bad.
As for Tormented Ritualist, I mean,
I'll probably miss the Ritualist.
I kind of.
That card was kind of annoying.
It's annoying.
It matters that it's removed because it
Yeah.
affects positioning a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, Tavern Tier 3, they removed Arcane Assistant, Imp Gang Boss, Infested Wolf, Iron Sensei, Hangry Dragon, Bloodsail Cannoneer, Warden Revolt, Crystal Weaver, and Thorncaller.
They removed Crystal Weaver. Okay, sure, I guess.
Cannoneer is actually more impactful than I realized.
Oh God, wait, yeah, that's really big hit actually.
Yeah.
I think Pirates, man, let me see their stat. How are you going to get stats? They're going to get stats from the 5/3 card.
But, like, Cannoneer was so huge.
Was that it? It's the 5/3 card? It's going to give you stats.
Okay, Patch just seems like a bad hero. Like you'd
Yeah.
have a bunch of trash pirates, but then you like hit a cannoneer, and all of a sudden you had like a relevant board. And now you can't even do
Yeah.
that.
Like, you hit double South Sea Captain early, and then like, that means you were beating people, and now South Sea Captain doesn't exist anymore?
So I guess does he just like go 3-on-3, hit the button, and try to hit the 3-drop?
But going 3-on-3 got nerfed so hard.
Oh, I know. It's just
There's no Sensei, there's no Warden of Volt, there's no Thorncaller.
yeah. I mean, I don't know,
But he
dude.
can still he can get the gold generator.
Yeah, like that's the thing that you're going for.
So he's
but,
an
like, every
so he's
other
like fully an
thing is
econ hero now. He's like fully an econ hero.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is not good.
Like Scallywag is in like Scallywag and Yoho Ogre just feels so useless now. Yoho
Yeah.
especially with no Cannoneer.
Yeah.
Then, Tavern Tier 4, they remove Vermin Sensei, Hex Ruin Marauder, Junkbot, Toxfin, Herald of the Flame, Karaji Harbinger, Volvar, and Security Rover.
I mean, I'm never going 4-on-4 ever again.
I don't
Yeah,
think-
this is like half of the cards you went 4 and 4 for.
Yeah, and those are
Yep.
good cards. Kind of sucks.
Also, Vermin Sensei, like, now if you want to target buffs onto a Hydra, like if you're just playing Brand Menagerie, you have to taunt it.
or jugs, but yeah.
I said, like, obviously
Oh,
Jugs, but
no.
like, if you want to target buff a Hydra, like, that, there's no option for that anymore.
So, let's, man. I don't know why they removed Karaji.
Taragosa.
The 3-drop dragon, yeah.
Yeah, the 3-drop dragon.
That permanently keeps enchantments.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they'll be OP as well.
So it's all because of this one card.
I don't think it's only because of that,
No.
but I think it is.
No, it's-
The card was a bit toxic, to be honest. I like the intention of the card was to be like a fallback mechanism if you weren't high rolling. What it ended up being was a thing that power leveling heroes could, like, buy like turn 1 power level to 4, jam a Harbinger on like turn 5 or 6, and then level to 6, and that's what it turned into.
Yeah. But I also think that Harbinger was very important as a comeback mechanism.
Yeah.
Like, there have been very few actually good comeback mechanisms in this game. Like, throughout its whole run, we've seen, like, Spore on tier 4 was good. Like, you could actually go with Selfless on tier 1, you could actually go Poison Scam, like, more consistently if you weren't high rolling. We've seen Arm to some extent, but that just turned into a stat high roll comp itself, and then Karaji, basically.
I think Greybow got the biggest nerf with the Harbinger.
Oh, for sure.
But they probably did that because with Beast Comp, if you do Death Rattle stuff, I don't know, you just get infinite.
Do you?
Well, the 6-2 give a thing reborn.
Oh
Yeah,
my god!
just,
Yeah, like
keep going over
like
and over
if
again.
Harbinger was still in the game, Greybow would have gotten incredibly toxic because they're basically trying to push token builds.
Yeah,
Right.
they want to make Death Rattle builds. They want to give it more support, probably, because otherwise whoever gets the biggest stats wins every single time, right? And it feels bad when you're not the person that has the biggest stats, so then you can go token builds and summon stuff, and that can give you an alternative route.
Also, it's
Then
good against
Greybow's broken.
mechs, unless they have like double mech roll and then nothing matters and you can't even kill anything unless you get good hits.
Or unless they have the whenever you lose a Divine Shield, gain +2/+1 dude, because then you actually gain a lot of health too.
Oh yeah.
So, what? Do you guys think we have any comebacks right now? Comeback builds?
I mean, I think you go mechs, and so like 5-drops generally don't matter anyways.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
I don't know that you have any real comeback anymore. It like the point where if you're trying to high roll and you miss, what do you do? I don't think there's much left anymore. Like even Shaker got nerfed with Thorncaller removal, I think.
Yeah, because like
as
the
a
Thorn
fallback,
colors
not
immediately.
when you're
right?
when you're going stuff and then you want to go for Shaker, then it's arguably better to have the new 2/4. But if you have to make a comeback, then Thorncaller is so much better for Shaker. Yeah. And Bolvar's nerfed, or gone.
Or gone?
Yeah,
you know,
Bolvar's gone.
He didn't give us a neutral Divine Shield to replace it. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's no neutral Divine Shield anymore.
Yep. Okay. Nope. Tavern Tier 5 removals. Sneeds, That Pagel, Seabreaker Goliath, Ironhide Direhorn, Mithrax, Mal'Ganis, and Faceless Tavern Goer.
Mithrax, Sag.
Oh,
Thank God, dude. Like Mithrax,
Can't
and,
go Mal'Ganis anymore.
like well, Mal'Ganis is basically just a 4-drop now, so that's not that's whatever.
I care. Like if I want to go like murder build, demon murder build, I can't do that with the new 4-drop.
Yeah.
The difference is too big. But I mean, it's also without Harbinger, so it doesn't exist anymore. Period. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. It's just dead.
Um,
Which is another tempo build gone.
So Pagel's gone. I think what they wanted to move to is like Avenge being the like value generator mechanic, or like, and I think in general they wanted to move towards more consistent card generation as opposed to Pagel, which is very swingy.
Yeah.
You miss. All,
Like, 'cause
I
it's
always
like-
miss.
like, did any of the cards they add any random card? Because like that's the thing about Peggle, which could just
Well, there's random battle cry and random demon.
right, but
it.
random battle cry and random demon are not random card, right? You can't get like a Bran or a Light Fang randomly from it. And just
there's the 6-drop that gives you a random golden that can be anything.
yeah, but that's a
But,
6-drop,
The Discoverer,
and that you have to wait 2 turns.
I mean, Peggle's a 5, so
Right, but like the 6-drop, you have to wait 2 turns. The
That's
blow up
true.
potential is way lower, right? Like Peggle gives you good stuff, and it's just a complete blowout game very often.
yeah.
So, well, what do you guys think about the faceless removal?
I think it needed to happen, but it's
Yeah,
also like
Yeah.
in context of mechs being super broken, I don't like them removing faceless, but I think the card generally did need to go.
I mean, I think it allowed so many high rolls way too easily. Like, just getting triples of ridiculous stuff that other people can't beat because they don't get triples of ridiculous stuff. But you do it at, like, no investment cost, right?
Yeah, like
You just pick up a faceless because it can triple anything. You're not picking up a second brand. No, you're picking up a second brand, but also a second to everything else you've ever owned in your life.
Then, last changes, Tavern Tier 6, Tide Razor, and Lieutenant Gar are gone.
feels good, man.
Why is Amalgadon not gone?
Yeah, why is Amalgadon not gone? I hate Amalgadon.
Dude, Amalgadon isn't even a relevant card anymore. It has 1 Divine
I mean,
Shield,
I
and
don't
mechs
care.
have like 5 each.
No, I mean, I understand mechs are busted, but let's assume we're playing a no mech game.
Yeah.
Amalgadon is now such a high roll fest because you practically can't give it Divine Shield or Poison afterwards anymore.
Which
If you
might...
high roll that 4
yeah.
adapt Divine Shield Poison in a no mech game, nobody is stopping you anymore.
But it also does make the card much more risky to take in general.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good thing.
Yeah, so you can low roll hard or you can high roll harder. Especially
True.
with Toxfin gone, which
Yeah.
makes it actually even a worse designed card.
Like it gives access to the strongest thing in the game, which being Divine Shield Poison, but at random. Like the risk is that it's random, and that feels really bad.
Yeah, it does feel really bad when you... Like, because, like, today I had, like, an 8 or 10 Adapt Amalgadon that got nothing, and I was like... And then I died, right?
I've
And
had
I was like,
so many
if
of
my
those.
Amalgadon was perfect, like, I'm in a fine spot here. Because I basically made... Like, I sold a bunch of shit to like, get max Adapts and got nothing, and I'm like, okay, dude.
Yeah. So that's why I hate it, and that's why I think it should be gone. But, I mean, I think Blizzard loves the card, so...
I mean, I think it should be gone because such direct access to Divine Shield Poison
That's
is potentially just too strong. Especially with the random element added in. I don't know, I wanted it gone since Megasaur was removed. Like, I was fine with it when Murlocs had, like, consistent Divine Shield Poison because Megasaur. I was like, okay, then other tribes have Amalgadon, but now it's just...
Yeah.
High rolling Amalgadon is a massive power spike for whoever happens to get lucky enough.
Yeah.
Gara's gone,
Gar's gone.
Thank goodness.
so yay.
So,
But, like, in general, if you look, like, Mithrax and Gar are gone, and those were 2 of the cards that most often required you to have poison, right? So then the need for poison goes a little bit down.
A little bit?
so they balanced it out with making poisons even harder to get. So,
I think it's more like if you make poison harder to get, you just can't have those cards in the game.
Yeah.
Like, the cards that literally just force you to have poison or you can't deal with them ever.
alright, so, with that all said, what do you guys think the curves are gonna look like? Are we still gonna do what we've been doing? 3-on-3? Chinese warrior curve? Chief curve?
I think Jeef Curve.
Yeah, Jeef curve, warrior curve. honestly, fast standard curve, still.
Yeah,
But
standard.
basically,
Yeah.
3-on-3 and 4-on-4 have been gutted.
Yep,
That's the biggest takeaway.
Would that be a nerf to AFK? Or no?
I don't.
Yes,
think.
AFK got AFK's unplayable.
AFK got
I mean, yes, AFK got worse, but also AFK was already not.
Yeah,
Very
like
good
AFK went from
anymore.
bad to unplayable. Like actually unplayable, you can't even high roll.
this made Gale Wing worse, and if Gale Wing's worse, that makes AFK worse.
It makes the I am not thinking about my plays, so I always go 3-on-3 discover Gale Wing worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're doing the, I mean, he can still be flexible enough to do the turn.
Yeah, like Gale Wing's strength is generally not even in 3-on-3 discover. It's just that's the easiest curve that has the most leniency, so that's what people do. But I don't think that 3-on-3 being worse makes Gale Wing that much worse. At least if you're playing him optimally or playing him well.
I think 5-3 gets better. I think people are going to be building their mech comps, which are like relatively low damage comp. Meanwhile, you have access to 5-drops, and like nobody else in the game does. In the right lobbies. In the right lobbies. Yeah. When I say in the right, when it wins in like no token lobbies.
Yeah.
Like if those crazy heroes aren't in the game, then you can go for 5-3 much more. I think.
Yep.
Because people aren't going to be just like buying the big shit. They're going to be building mech comps.
Looking at all those minions, looking at everything, how do you feel about each tier now? How's it looking?
Tier 4 has things that say mech on it, and so it's good.
Yeah.
Tier 5 is interesting, I think.
If you want to get double mech roll, you kind of need to go 5, so then that matters, I guess.
Yeah. If you want to play beasts well, you kind of need to go to 5.
Yeah, and beasts are going to be, I think, good. Because, like, if everyone's running
yeah,
mech
exactly.
comps,
Like,
then
token beasts feel good to counter mechs, but you also sort of need to go to 5 with them, or get really lucky triples.
Yeah.
So, for that reason, 5 is better, but 6 feels worse.
6 seems awful.
Yeah.
6 actually seems awful. No faceless. You can't, like, faceless a 6-drop win condition.
Exactly.
Like, that was one of the main things, like, I'd be like, oh, I can go to 6 because I have a faceless and I can faceless a 6-drop, and now you can't do that.
Yep.
And going to 6 just feels like a waste of time. Like, ooh, I get to, like, I can make a Murloc in my shop golden, cool.
Yeah, like, all the new 6-drops are not good to buy after leveling to tier 6. Like, the one that digs you up a golden every 2 turns, yeah, if you're leveling to 6, that's useless. The making a Murloc golden, most of the time, unless you're holding it in hand and rolling for 3 turns, most of what it's doing is discovering a 6-drop, but you're already on 6. And then the new God replacement is just terrible. Like,
it's like a card for Domo comp, but like it's a 6-drop for Domo comp, so it makes no sense.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not good anymore, or it's nowhere near as good anymore to be on tier 6.
So, would you guys be rather tripling for 5s more often, or tripling for 6s? 5s, right?
5s or 4s, depending.
Of course.
Yeah, it depends on the hero.
Hero and
If
lobby,
you can
right?
Yeah, hero and lobby, because there'll definitely still be situations where it's right to go for 6s if you can get them early. It's just that leveling to 6 and playing on tier 6 is worse.
Okay. So,
But I mean, that's always the answer, right? The answer is always, it depends, unless the question is really, really out there.
then, looking at how the game's going to be mid-range and late-game build, well, first we'll talk about mid-range. You think got much stronger, or is it just mechs is going to just roll in?
All mechs all the time.
Right. It's like we're gonna have to like the games are gonna be so different with and without mechs. Like it's gonna be a completely different video game.
Yeah.
I would
So
say.
if mechs are not in the lobby, then what are you doing?
I have no idea. Probably
you
Quillbores.
You try to high roll.
Yeah, you try to high roll. Maybe Quillbore, beast to like token beasts. Econ demons, like you go juggler build, but you get the 2/6, get a bunch of money, and then try to do something.
Or you go Eliza.
Or you get an Eliza. Yeah, that's like generally a good strategy.
Getting an Eliza is still good.
How's late game looking then?
What's the late
to you
game?
guys?
Is that where like people
What?
have two mech
I
rolls
mean-
and then you die?
Okay. We'll just ignore mechs. 'Cause,
Okay,
I mean, I know
just
the
ignore.
answer to
Ignoring
everything.
Vex, the interesting change to late game is that getting double Cali is way harder.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, getting double Cali is way harder. Elementals are gonna be crazy, like Nomi.
Yeah, people spiking early Nomis are gonna have a much easier time surviving because they just straight up added elementals to tier 4.
And like
Right.
the elementals
They
they added
didn't
are
take
very
any
good for
away.
Nomi. Or like
Yeah,
the one is
fine.
crazy for Nomi and the one is like pretty good for Nomi.
Like, straight up adding more elementals to the pool without
just
taking
awesome.
any away is really good for Nomi.
Well,
Yep.
They took the arcane assistant out, and that's it.
Yeah, on tier 3. Like, on tier 3 they swapped one out, and on tier 4 they just added 2.
Right.
Yeah, they took away from 6, but who cares? You're playing Nomi, you're staying on tier 4.
Okay. Alright. Then, you guys think Divine Shield is kind of out of control?
It's so strong.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's out
so
of control.
strong.
It was already a
It's-
problem. It was already a
Yeah.
toxic like
Yeah.
like Deflecto, Arm, Kangor, Mummy was already a huge problem, and they just made
No.
that insane.
Yeah, we just got another card that gets Divine Shield from it.
Unstable
and
doesn't
buffs
even stop
Divine Shield.
this.
No, yeah, Ghoul does nothing.
Yeah.
Like you actually need to like hit dragons. That's like the only way. Like I
Bull
don't.
already doesn't touch Mummy Deflecto arm comps.
Yeah,
Bull
exactly.
already doesn't touch it.
It already does.
Yeah, Ghoul's already useless. It's got even more useless. Like the odds that your minion is gonna attack and do literally nothing, like got way higher with Meckrel in the game. Since like if you have a double taunted Deflecto arm setup, and then you just like taunt like module and Meckrel on top of that, like most of the like pretty much 2/3 of the time your opponent's minion is gonna die for free. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I mean, Argus and Module are just the best minions in the game now.
I mean,
Because
sure.
every mech thing wants to be taunted.
And then
I
the
think the
4-drop,
respawn
the 4-drop
really
that
good.
gives 2/1 when things lose Divine Shield is
Yep.
gonna kind of add an extra element of complete insanity to this.
Yep.
So,
Just slap it in there, get some massive free scaling.
you guys saying if you're mech, you want to be on 5 now instead of just sitting on 4?
You want to
No,
triple
I
into
wanna sell
5.
it.
What
Yeah.
did you
Probably
say?
still 4.
Like
Yeah.
once your
Okay.
comp is basically set up, then you might level to 5 to look for the stuff, like the
Yeah,
Meckrel.
Because leveling to 5 is going to be expensive still.
Cool.
And you don't want to spend that gold just because Mackerel's there.
Yeah, I'd rather just triple to 5 to get mech roll if I have a mech comp.
Right, like now you have 2 hits on 5. You can hit Kangors and Meckrel. So
Yeah,
you're
they
just like, yeah, I'll
removed,
just take a 5
Shuddering.
drop.
And Shell Razor. Or Shell, whatever his name is. Strong Shell?
I mean,
'Cause you
that's
got-
not really. That's like fine, but it's not insane.
Yeah, you don't care.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. Then, okay, so they kept tokens.
Yes.
You know, so, mistake?
I'm fine with it,
That's
but
alright.
they should remove the heroes that abuse them to hell and back.
Jandis.
Because-
Shudder.
Like, the giving of extra economy like that is perfectly fine. Like, the ability to triple tokens if you're not generating the tokens for free is fine. Because, like, it smooths out your curves, it lets you do many more interesting plays. Like, if nothing generated gold like that early on, a lot of turns would be super awkward unless you have a hero power that helps you along, basically. So I like the option of having tokens like that. It's just that they keep on printing heroes that very directly and easily abuse them. And they don't need to do that.
Okay. Then. Alright, so how do you guys feel about everything? How everything is going, the state that we're going to be in, and the direction that Blizzard apparently wants us to go.
I mean, I feel a little bit. I feel disappointed, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I don't
Yeah, a little bit.
like
A little bit.
some of the stuff they added is cool. I like what they did with beasts. I kind of like what they did with demons to some extent. Um, it just feels like they didn't address the most broken stuff in the game, and that makes it feel like nothing's really changed. It's like
It also feels like they're adding on to it every patch.
yeah. Like I'm fine
Like,
if they bring other
helping
stuff
the
up
fight,
to the
though.
level, right?
Yeah,
Like if they
bringing
bring the
new
bad
cool
stuff up to the
is
level to
nice,
be able to
but-
match the broke. Wait, you go.
Yeah, like bringing, like exactly like that. Bringing new cool stuff to compete is fine, but adding on top of it, making it even stronger, like adding heroes that abuse it even more, just feels unnecessary, and it makes the play experience worse. For me, anyway.
Here's a question: if they just left mechs alone, would that have been fine?
Yeah, it'd still probably be overpowered.
I kind of feel the
Yeah.
same. If they kept everything how it was right now, all these new cards, but mechs is the same thing, I felt like it would have been fine. So now they just made them more dumb.
Like I think it's a problem where a lot of the player base thinks that mechs are bad.
Ah,
Yeah, because a lot of the player base, at least at not top level, basically, whatever ends up being the person that gets first place must be the strongest thing.
so true.
Even though realistically the strongest thing is whatever gains you the most MMR, and max gain you the most MMR already.
I've seen way too many about your players saying mechs are. It causes me and mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, like people think mechs are a top 4 build. Mechs are not a top 4 build.
They're like a
They're
top
like
two.
they guarantee
Top
you
two.
top 4 and then also get you more.
Okay. Alright, so most likely the next patch is going to be what they say, around 2 weeks. Are you guys like the schedule? Every 2 weeks we get an update and they try to adjust things.
If they make an update every 2 weeks, I think that's like if they make an update that and they add significant balance changes in each update, that every 2 weeks, that's fine. Like maybe I'd want it faster, but I should like the amount I play should not be like what they base things off of, obviously. So I think 2 weeks
I
is
agree
fine.
with that. I think taking it not too fast is good. Oh, by the way, I got a response on Twitter on the question about Illidan and Terragosa. Terragosa will only retain the attack buff. It will not attack immediately at the start of every future combat.
Okay.
Or
That would've been nuts.
Would have been cool.
Alright, then last question I want to ask everybody. The ELO or MMR reset. So, one of the devs said the reset makes the highest internal MMR 8K. If your internal rating is above 8K, your rating will be dropped below 8K unless it's above the cutoff, which is 15K. So, your internal resets to 8K.
No. It's better. It's better than what it was last time. That was what it was last time, right? If you're above 8K, you go to 8K. Now it's basically all squished. So, like, you can think of it as if they're, like, halving it. Like, if you're at 15K, you go to 8K, is roughly halving it, whatever. If you're at 10K, you're gonna go to internal 5K, what-ish, something like that. You're not just reset to 8K. That was what it was last time, and that felt weird. I think this feels better. Where, like, the people that were at the top are still at the top, but they are, like, fewer points away, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I wanted to just ask what you guys thought about.
I mean, I think it's better than the last way they did it. I also think it's good in general to have a hard reset like that, where you're not necessarily putting everyone in the same playing field, because that would be nonsensical, especially for, like, newer or just worse players to be playing against anyone, but also for the better players to be basically put in with worse players and then forced to beat up on people just until they can get better opponents again. While still basically making it a true reset so that the top people aren't as uncatchable or seemingly uncatchable as they would otherwise be. But the visual reset to 0, which is happening, is just, I think, unnecessary. I don't know.
And they just want
That's
to make
what
people play, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't.
You don't want to play. I know. I
the
don't
no,
want to
the
play
few-
either.
No, but the few like true casual players that I've talked to about this also felt like, yeah, they know they're not the best at the game, but they would rather still see what their rating is. Like, especially if
Okay.
you're only playing a few games like a few games in a week. Yeah, you're gonna gain 300, but like, what MMR are you actually at? Like, they know it got like squished or reset, but they don't know what they're at, and they won't know for another month because only then will they've played enough games to be back where they were.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's gonna be people that do genuinely enjoy that they see the numbers go up, but I think it hurts more people in a way that the devs didn't intend or expect. Like, they know about us. They know we don't like it because we're at the top and we want to see us be at the top. But I think they missed, that a lot of, I'll say, worse players don't also still want to see where they're at.
Yeah. And that's usually their whole goal. They want to see them, hey, I got to 8K, now I got to 9K, etc. That's mostly the biggest thing that's pushing them to play, unless they're just messing around.
Yeah. I mean, the plus 300 feels disingenuous, right? Like, it doesn't feel like you're actually gaining anything.
Yeah, you're just going back to where you...
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So, that's it. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? If not, then we'll just do a send-off shout-outs.
No.
No? Okay. Alright, then... Alright, so this is it. I'm just gonna leave it to you guys. We'll go alphabetical order again. Just, if you guys want to say any send-offs, shout-outs, or whatever. If not, that's it. So...
I suppose I'll go first.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dom D Calcos Z on Twitter for answering my question. Always very nice to see the devs active with such a patch, giving us information. Always very cool. I want to give a shout out to myself, obviously. I stream on twitch.tv/jkerrick_, and that's all.
Don't worry, I'll put all of you guys' links.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I mean, I kind of just wanted to say thanks for having me. Shout out to everybody who has endured the past few weeks of Shutterwalk and will endure more. We'll get through this together. Yeah.
I would say I would shout out like you guys for letting me be part of this. You guys give me a lot of good insight of what these new cards might be, and I guess shout out to all the mech gamers because they're gonna be OP.
So everybody.
So everybody, yeah.
Hey guys, Mewwy here. Thank you all so much for watching the first episode of Battleground Roundtable. A name I might change in the future, but it's a video series I'd like to continue doing. The idea is every 2 weeks, I'll get a group of players and we'll discuss the state of the game. Possibly different people, but we'll see. Though I would love to give a shout out to jkerrick, Sleepy, and Voltning for joining me in this discussion. You should go follow them on their Twitter, watch their Twitch. You will all learn a thing or two or just have fun watching them. I apologize that the video is not as animated. I wanted to have webcams, but there were some problems with that. In fact, I had problems with my video file. The audio for some reason was completely screwed up and I don't know what happened. So I had to take Sleepy's broadcast, and I hope that's okay with you guys. I'll do better in the future, I promise. If you guys can do me another favor, I write guides at a site called Ace Game Guides, where I give insight on how to play certain heroes, do certain curves, how to do certain builds, how to do your end comp, I got tips for lower MMR, even some higher MMR, because everybody could always learn how to play the game more. If you're interested in coaching, I do have a Metafy. I have experience in coaching, helped a lot of players get into about 7K, and if they wanted, and some even to 9K. I got a lot of people to have a better understanding of the game, which is what my goal is. So if you're interested in coaching, please consider. Other than that, thank you all for watching. I hope to catch you guys in the next video, and if there's any way we can improve, please comment. Alright, thank you all so much, have a good day, and I hope you all climb in the leaderboards.